Hello and welcome to Hot Dice Games. Today we have the gentleman on my left, on your screen to the left, who refused to wear a mini dressing cat ears to get the viewers in. Unbelievable, for shame. The Mr. Adam. How you doing, Adam?
I am okay, thank you very much.
Tasteful sweets.
Yep.
And to the right we have the venerable Mr. Josh. How are you doing, Josh?
Thank you. Very good. Very good.
Welcome
Look
in.
forward to this game.
We've got a live game of 40k coming your way for the next, I would say 3 hours, but that's kind of giving a lot of props to Adam. So for the next 2 and a bit hours, we've got a game of 40k. Astra Militarum versus Votann. Let's fucking get it. Joining me on commentary at the moment is Mr. Ben. Say hi, Mr. Ben. Hope you're well, Mr. Ben. And we'll throw it to the players because this is a competitive game. We're going to try not to get in the way too much. We'll just be whispering in the background and judging every single move they make as usual. Just like what Josh does for my games. Why the fuck did he move there? Oh my god, he forgot a fucking charge, the idiot.
Well, now you get to witness me make mistakes.
Yes!
Because, let's be honest, I don't play Guard very often, but they are very strong. This is pre-data slate, so I have got slightly more points now. Okay, yeah, I'm just saying this is a pre-data slate, so I'm actually playing 100 points over because I've got 2 units of Bulgrin in here. That should cost about 40 points more. Saying that, will it make much of a difference? No, I think I just take the Rogel Dawn out, which is in here for lols, and I just take more stuff, and then I'm happy because there's quite a lot on the table here. But I'm sure you can probably get the lists up anyway, Nick, while we're playing.
100%.
While we're going through it, but we've already deployed.
Yep.
So if you want to bring it up and we can talk through where...
I'll bring the list up first because it's only on that source. Also, Ben was totally not muted for the intro.
So you've been muted me this
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Hi, Mr. Ben. Welcome in. How are you doing today?
Well, now everyone can hear me. I've just been talking about the meaning of life and all sorts of pearls of wisdom, but never mind. Yeah, looking forward to this stream. Should be a good one. I think I'll just say we've got 2 titans of the game playing tonight.
2 titans indeed.
That is Steve versus Greg. That's the unstreamed game.
Yeah, Steve versus
So
Greg, 100%.
Yeah, so we're making do with Josh and Adam tonight, but it should be a good game.
We will. So we'll bring up the lists. They'll be brought up on the screen now. So we'll start with Astra Militarum. Josh, what are you running? What are you running today, Josh?
Yeah, so you can probably bring the list up on the screen. Yeah, great. So basically, Lord Solar, he's going to be sitting with some Catachan and the command squad at the back. So that gives me 3 orders to infantry or 2 orders in the 24-inch bubble if they're vehicles. I've got a tank commander in there just in case I don't have enough orders coming out. But the shoot on death is pretty handy as well on a 2+ if that goes off. 2 units of Bulgrin for that midfield grind. 2 units of all melter, what they called Hellhounds, which I love. Everyone seems to hate them, but I just think because the whole army has lethal hits, I'm fishing for those lethals on the Hellhounds, and they just sometimes they crack off, and then you're in trouble because they got the melter 4 on the big guns on the back. Obviously, we've got the oppressor cannon on the big Rogel Dawn sitting at the back here. 2 chimeras, 1 with the scouting Catachans inside and 1 with the scouting Kassakin inside, so that gives me to scout on both my transports, which means I can get out of danger or into danger as required. That's basically it.
Cool. And we'll run through your list, Adam.
Well, I think it's quite a standard list. I think there's nothing really to stand out about it. You know, you've got some pikes here. You've got the new unit of Jaegers. I've got some.
Isn't actually coming up on screen. I'm so sorry.
No.
Is it not when you change the screen on PowerPoint?
Yeah, for some reason.
Click PowerPoint?
Yep. It's showing up correctly on PowerPoint, which is a real shame. Yeah, not updating on it for some reason.
I can fill some time while you fix that, Nick, because I did notice that Josh neglected
just
to
filling
mention
time.
the fact he's got 2 Lehman Russes in the list as well, which obviously are perfectly equipped to deal with Adam's tanks. So
100% the 2 Lehman Rosses that Josh totally forgot to mention.
Oh yeah, well, you know, 1 Lehman Ross, 1 tank commander.
So
How many Lehman Rosses?
2?
I've got 1 Lehman Ross.
He's got 1 Lehman Ross and a tank commander.
well, he's got 3 in his list. So
No, he's got 1 Lehman Russ and a tank commander, even if his list doesn't work.
No, you got 2 Lehman Rosses there and a tank commander.
Tank Commander, Legion Rust Exterminator, Legion Rust Demolisher, and a Rogor.
Thank you. Thanks, Ben.
Sorry, Adam. Josh has just found the extra tank. We can, Matt, but your line is terrible.
So I've got 3 Sagittars, 2 lasers, 1 rocket, 3 units of Berserkers, which is what this list was all built around because of Nath and being drunk.
Literally like 2 different headphones. These are like 500 quid headphones. I don't know why they're not.
Thing is, I've got 3 land fortresses, which one of them is borrowed from my squat gang, hence why it's a different colour.
Yeah, I gotta say, my comment on this one: 3 land fortresses is a nightmare. If I don't kill them, I'm in trouble from the shooting off those land fortresses. And then there's the berserkers inside to boot as well, which frankly are a great counter for my Bulgrin because they fight on death. So even if I get the jump on them, I'm usually going to lose half the squad anyway. So yeah, and that's it. So it's a good. I think this is going to be close. I honestly do, one way or the other. So I'm looking forward to this. Do you want to cover the mission?
Sure. So today we are playing the Search and Destroy deployment with hidden supplies. So it means that the center objective splits off, and we're playing Take and Hold. So it's 5, 10, 15.
Yeah, 5 for your home, and 5 for any other objective that you control. So quite hard to deny primary on this one completely. So it should be reasonably close. I think our experience, most of the league games have been coming up pretty close on this one. A couple of big scorers, but I think it's quite hard.
I think even when the players have been scoring big, I think the scores at the end have been close because they've not been able to deny either side because just how many objectives there are on the table.
Yeah, I can't agree more. So that's basically it. We are basically already deployed, as you can see, so we are ready to go when...
Do you want to take it in turns and run through where things are on the tabletop, if you wouldn't mind, while Ben has a little chat about how terrifying 3 land fortresses are?
You want me to do that?
If you want to start... Yeah, if you want to just point out where things are.
Rogel Dawn?
Yep.
This is my...
Fireworks.
5.
Lima Russ. That's the second one. That's the one in reserves.
This is Chimera with the Catachan in. 2 units of Bulgrin here. They've got different colour helmets on. One's silver, one's green. This is my Hellhound number 1 melter, Hellhound number 2. Cassikin in the Chimera here. Suicide Squad. Tank Commander and Leonidas at the back, sitting pretty, waiting for something to happen. And then in reserve, 5 deep striking Scions. And then, because I forgot to deploy them, because I forgot it was on my list, a Demolisher, Lehman Ross, and a Annihilator as well for the extra AP, which I think will come in handy against land fortresses, hopefully.
Yeah, I think it will. I think that changes the list.
That's it.
Mr. Adam?
Cool. Land fortress with Berserker, land fortress with Berserker, land fortress with nothing inside. 2 Sagittars, 1 with rocket, 1 with laser. Split 50-50, that's just normal blokes with the leader. That is the special weapons and the medic. Another Sagittar with laser, Berserker squad, Jaegers, pikes.
Nothing in this land
No.
fortress? Okay.
No, I didn't have enough points. Oh, and yeah, in deep strike is
10 Terminators.
10 Terminators and champion.
Yeah. So, we're ready when you are.
Yeah, if you'd like to roll off. Ben, what do you think of this matchup? How do you think it's going to go? And Matt, if you're still there, same question to yourself.
2. Oh,
So interesting game. I think the deployments are quite interesting to look at. It looks like Josh is trying to tempt Adam to, if he goes first, push those scout moves and get some lines of sight on those Bulgrin, but I think that's probably a trap if he does that. He's deployed quite aggressively. I know it's obviously a core, a big game here. Lots of anti-tank on both sides. I think turn 1's quite big here. I actually think Adam probably, despite he has the scout moves on the Votann, I think for Adam's sake, it'd be a better game if he goes second, and then we'll see what Josh does. Josh has a tendency with his guards to play very aggressively and very quickly put the pressure on. And I think if he can do that here, it's going to give Adam some problems. But hey, end of the day, it's a game of dice. So if Adam can roll those 6s and get lots of sustained and dev wounds and all sorts, then those tanks are going to die.
I agree. Then he's laughing. Any predictions on score, chat? And Ben, yourself, what do you predict on score?
I think whoever goes first is going to be quite big here and will have an impact on the score. I think whoever goes second, they probably should have enough left to pick up the 15 on take and hold, if they play conservative enough. So with that in mind, I think whoever goes second probably has the slight edge
Adam's
on the
going
primary
first.
game. So that's really interesting there. It's probably not what he wanted, because let's see what Adam does here. The potential trap is everything's got a good scout move. He's overly aggressive. He pushes out, doesn't do enough damage, and then faces a pretty heavy clapback. So let's see what he does. Give him a minute or two to
9 inches, aren't you?
to
Yeah.
position his scout moves and see where we end up. But I think with Adam going first and with Josh having bottom of turn,
Just getting you in here.
my early prediction, I think, would probably be 13, 14 points to Josh at this moment in time.
I was going to say exactly the same thing. I won't say it out loud because the players can hear me.
We have.
Yeah, so second turn on a 4 objective take and hold is pretty massive, and we're also still in old data slate. So Josh is in a position where he could even take a Unbroken Wall secret mission, go and score 35 primary in turn 5 alone, pick up another 5 somewhere in the game and just be really aggressive and go after Adam. So the cards have certainly fallen in Josh's favour.
Speaking of cards,
Yeah, teed that one up beautifully.
You're not doing your scout with them?
Yes. Yes, I'll do my scouts. Where's my tape measure? It's in the box.
So let's see. Adam probably needs a good draw here, I think.
Here.
He has got the land fortresses. If he picks up something like potentially a cleanse, he can just stick the land fortress in the middle of the park, pick up a couple of cleanses.
Oh, fuck.
wait, who went first?
Me.
Adam.
So you should have
You got
the
your
missions
laser?
in the top here.
Just going to refresh the source because it's not picking up. So we do have fancy new stuff. It's not called scoreboard. It's called secondaries.
Secondaries.
And that's the one. There we go. Nice and fancy in the top. So bring it down.
It's almost like Josh has constructed the perfect trap here. This pushes Adam. It makes it even more tempting to push out aggressively and try and get some kills with that. Bring it down. Bring it down. Josh's list gives up an awful lot of points to bring it down as well. So during that turn 1,
amazing
it's
to
not
keep
great
in your hand if he doesn't get any, but
Yeah,
it's not something you
I
want to
think
draw
I'd-
first turn.
Not ideally. I think I'd be tempted to ready hang on to that if I was Adam, because it also gives Josh some consideration how aggressive he is. If he holds on to bring it down and Josh pushes, then bear in mind it's uncapped. If Adam can focus his fire, pick up a Rogel Dawn, pick up a Lehman Russ, all of a sudden he's scoring 10, 11, 12 points on bring it down. So that could be pretty strong for him. Hopefully that goes Adam's way. Engage in all fronts. Hey, Votann can move. Their scout moves. Their
They can
range on the
move.
second card.
Small leg guys, they do got some movement. I do
They
know a thing or two
certainly
about that.
can. They certainly compensate for their legs with the speed their vehicles can move. So it looks like Adam's just gone for a simple 2 points on engage with what he's doing so far, which I think is a sensible decision. Pick up the 2.
Agree.
Don't overcommit.
Pivot. Are you gonna?
Oh,
You're just not gonna pivot.
I'm just not going to pivot.
Yeah.
Adam, what's your thinking here?
Blow up all the tanks.
Yeah.
Win.
Good idea.
It's hard for me to hide this many tanks, and he's done the clever thing of putting the grudges on my cheap, easy stuff to kill.
Yeah, so while Adam's focusing on his movement, I think if we can just go back to the top down, Nick.
Why not?
It looks like he's positioned himself quite well. He's given himself some good firing lanes. I'm a bit concerned for that Sagittar that's in the middle of the objective there, because
Agree.
it looks like the Rogel Dawn, the Lehman Russes can probably even move to a position where it won't get cover as well, which could be pretty nasty. I think obviously the benefit Adam does have is he can jump the berserks out behind the cover and still score the primary. So
you're doing right in my teeth.
Damage-free dudes jumping out of a Sagittar is a scary thought.
yeah, I think Josh will play it carefully. I think if he can pick up a couple of the transports early, he'll be happy. I think Adam wants to score his primary early, and then he can start pushing to Josh.
Yeah, both these players may act dumb, but they are pretty dumb. But they are very good 40k players who know what they're doing. We should see a very, very competitive game here. High scoring or low scoring. It will be very close at the end.
Tanks up now, I'm going to cry.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if we don't see both players max in primary here. I think on a
PTSD, as we all have.
4 objective taken hold, you've only really got to hold your home and one of the 4 nomads to pick up your 10 each turn, and you're putting 40 on the board without much effort. So I'd expect both players to hit their 50. This really is going to be down to secondary scoring. We've already seen in Prime Nexus, unfortunately, there is a big element of secondaries here. If you don't pull the right secondaries, it can cause you problems. A lot of them can be redrawn. There's CP available to redraw as well. So I think it's almost become a secondary this mission is the bigger focus than primary.
I agree. I just want to say we're all here today thanks to Josh. Give us a wave. Who's this is his whole setup. He put out. Oh, let me just mute Matt in the background there. So it sounds like he's making a cup of tea. So Josh, set all this up, set up the stream, set up the cameras, everything. So well done to Josh. Next time you see him, give him a hand, or feel free to follow the stream if you're on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/hotdicegames, or you can even super chat now on YouTube.
So let me have a think about this. So you've got quite a lot coming in.
I think
We've got angles of 1.
I was going to say, I think we have.
That's dead.
Oh, here we go.
That's 3 CP for you.
That's a lot better, Matt. It's not. It's much better than it was before. I can actually hear you now.
Yeah.
It's dead anyway. So
Hoping I can kill some.
Hi Matt, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Fantastic. Everybody welcome in Matt. He is our local 40k guy who totally didn't stomp me last night in our league game.
But I'd like to add on that, you were just talking about secondaries. Secondaries is what won me that game. Because...
I don't know if Matt is talking, but I now can't hear him, Nick. So either Matt's been abnormally quiet, or we have a technical glitch. I could hear him until you clicked some buttons.
Yeah.
Can you hear him now?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, I can hear him now. He has his return.
Yeah, like I was saying,
Matty G.
like I was saying, the reason I won the game last night was simply because of the secondaries. Obviously, there were a few failed roll dice, and I got some good rolls, and you failed that charge. But the secondary points was massive. You get and bring it down first turn, obviously, cost you a lot of points, and each one of us was able to pretty much max the primary. So this game, especially this mission, is definitely a secondary mission match. And if you haven't got the utility to do that, that makes a huge difference.
Gentlemen, we've got some dice.
So we've got some shooting going on now. So let's see what happens.
You smoke, so that does miss. That's actually 2 back in.
Yeah.
Would you mind reiterating what's shooting what at the moment, because we're welcoming Matt into the stream?
This Hexon into this. He's just trying to pop this so he gets his 3 CP.
Yeah.
It's a good shout.
Yeah.
5 twin linked. So 4 AP -1/2 damage each.
Where's my dice?
Je ne sais pas. Next year.
Totally prepared.
No, they're my
Look, already.
These are my health dice.
Oh, already, look.
How many?
4.
He should die.
Just you can see the panics come out.
Josh is just getting his dice out of the custom heater that he uses. He likes to have warm dice before he rolls them.
Well, this comes into the conversation we were having last night about potentially sharing dice. Makes ensure there's no ambiguity and sort of the dice rolls.
I don't want anyone
Something
using
that-
my loaded dice.
Especially for those feel no pains that you managed to save.
I am the king of that.
No sustained on this. Shrunk 7.
Okay, so Adam,
Cool.
unlucky here on these initial rolls. He's good use of smoke by Josh to obviously
100%.
push Adam to hitting on 4s, but unfortunately the twin link's not coming useful there either. So probably a lot less damage than he was hoping for there.
Yeah.
So
And with being quite aggressive first turn, which you have to be to a certain degree to score these points, you've got Josh with the potential angles in his first turn to do a lot of damage.
is hit and freeze. I wish that was sustained.
What's this?
This is
Yeah, I'd be concerned. The position of the Bulgarin means that
Shrunk 9.
he can probably put a lot of pressure on that land fortress turn 1, sat in the middle there. He can also use those Bulgarin to string across both no man's objectives in the middle and make it very difficult for Adam to do anything other than shoot the Bulgarin, which of course is a massive trap. So
Shrunk 12.
And that's when sometimes Adam's got to sort of think, now, do I abandon them two and focus on the outer ones? But then you're in the same situation there. He's got his tanks then that can come out and challenge them.
yeah, I think he went first. He had to bring the land fortresses out. They are a huge target for Josh to shoot at. He'll do well to kill one in one round of shooting turn 1, but
Shrunk 6. So
And the issue is with the terrain, there's no way for him to take those big ones, hecatons, really towards the outer objectives. So he's going to have to move them in towards the centre. The terrain is limiting his movement with them.
Clip the back there. So let's do that. Let's see if I can take those 5 off there.
yeah, good decision to try and start taking one of those hellhounds down, I think. Obviously, they give ignore cover to Josh's art to the units that shoot him, so that's pretty big for Adam if he can't get cover on his big vehicles.
Bolt cannon. Pause. Because smoke.
Well, I was hoping it was going to be big for me yesterday against Custodes, but when their saves are 2, going to 3, it doesn't make a big difference.
Yeah.
Still.
No, that would have hit.
It's all for us, baby.
No, wasn't it? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still 4.
So this smoke is still paying dividends for Josh.
Yeah, because it would 5.
Yeah, it was always going to be the challenge because Adam's moved in a way that he's not giving himself sight of too many targets. There's only really 1 or 2 vehicles he was going to be able to shoot, which obviously meant that 50% of his shooting was always going to be handicapped. So good deployment from Josh. He did position his units. So say the Bulgarin just poking their head out, tempt the Sagittars in. I think was a pre-planned move.
Oh, at least that's syndicate 2 freaks. 2.
Yeah.
I'm going to get rid of that dice because it's failing me. Let's take that one. And
T9.
I think it's going to be an interesting game. This mission in itself, just
this is
you never know what to expect with it. You expect quite close games. We've had quite a lot of close games from it in the league, but certain swings can literally change things quite dramatically. Like our game last night, Nick, looked like you were wiping the floor with me one turn, then me with you, and then you with me. It's very up and down. It's
Very rarely have
And
we seen one of
unfortunately,
these league games not go to turn 5
That's cool.
and someone still be in the game some way, shape or
Down
form.
here. So.
Yeah, and I said before, I'd certainly expect both of these players to. They're not going to overextend. They're going to pick up their 40 on primary quite comfortably,
Yeah.
and then focus on secondaries. I think we'll see more primary denial attempts from Josh. He has got the movement, obviously with the orders as well, and the Bulgarins, and he's got the Cassicans, he's got the Kachizans, he's got a lot to come out, which will cause Adam some problems.
twin bolt cannon.
So in this round of the league that we're playing, battle ready is actually a thing. So the game might actually come down to battle ready points.
So strength 6, it would be 5 times 4.
Indeed, because but I don't believe Josh managed to get all his army painted in time.
That's
So he is
correct.
playing on a handicap at the moment of 10 points, which actually is quite significant. That's effectively 2 WTC points. So
It's 2 secondaries most of the time.
yeah, you could see a close game that's maybe Josh edges 11 or 12-8 become a draw purely based on that 10 points.
Got a score.
Or 11-9 going to 11-9 flipping the other way. So you're winning and end up it being a loss.
Engage 2. Baby engage.
And baby
Yeah.
engage.
Which would be a very
Yeah.
tough
4 points.
pill to swallow.
Great cards to get first turn.
So I think Adam will be happy that he's picked up a vehicle already. I think it was the
That's
Hellhound. Was it a Chimera he managed to kill
Was
there?
it a
Nick?
Hellhound or the Chimera that was at the bottom there?
Chimera. Chimera went.
It was a Chimera.
Oh,
so
and then all the dudes popped out of it.
Yeah.
I see now.
Did you roll to see any die?
Not the biggest target for him to actually take out. It could have been better to take something else out, but obviously with the visibility, the only real target you could have gone for, and it does stuff obviously. Removing.
yeah, I think it's probably
4
a
of them
decent
died as
decision
well,
Adam there because
Only good.
Josh's army, especially the Chimeras, they become almost his action monkeys.
Yeah.
He sends the troops out, they tie you up, they score objectives, but while they're doing that, they can't be doing secondaries as well. And those Chimeras are really good secondary action for him. So obviously, the last thing he wants is a Rogue Dawn to be actioning, so it can't shoot. So I think
Overwhelming
good
and
choice.
establish.
Yeah.
Okay. So orders first. Something I'm quite unfamiliar with. But
Following them anyway.
yeah. The temptation to do something stupid.
So actually, again, paying dividends there because if Adam hadn't have taken that Chimera out, there was a really easy opportunity there for Josh to just move the Chimera forward, jump out with the Catchizans, and pick up a 4 on established locus. So actually, what Adam's done there,
rewarded him.
it's paid off well. That potentially stops that. Looking at the distance he'd have to travel.
I wish this was
Overwhelming force. I mean, Josh was probably going to put some fire into the Sagittar, I'd imagine. Maybe he would have split fired into the fortress and the Sagittar. Might have to change his tactic there now because he's got overwhelming force.
Okay,
He'd be gutted to leave a Sagittar on a wound, for example.
Tank Commander. It's going to give this +1 to hit.
Okay.
He's going to get +3 to move. They're going to get +3 to move from my commander.
These orders can be massive, can't they? Change the game so significantly.
I don't think I've ever played against Guard in time.
No.
A 9-inch move on normal troops can be very strong.
And move. That's all my orders.
Yep.
Done.
Yeah, and don't forget that those troops jumping out, the troops at the bottom will have their melter gun in, they'll have the ability to throw a grenade. So these kind of 70-point troop units that you kind of don't worry about because you're too busy looking at the tanks can then pop up and suddenly start putting 8, 9,
Mega
10
damage
into a high toughness vehicle. So it is a very good list Josh has created here.
Speaking of stratagems and CP, Adam did bank himself a few CP for later in the game.
Yes. Yeah,
well, later, 5 he's got sitting in the bank already.
5 ready to go.
Which is horrifying.
again with those. I don't know what was he moving up into the middle board then, Josh. What are they? What are those small
It's just,
troops?
it's one of his Catachan junk. The Kasakins are in the other Chimera, so it is just his throwaway squad. As expected, the Bulgrin have moved up to come and be a pain in the middle.
At least 2 to wipe them out, but with shooting as well, 1. Yeah, it's not a good arithmetic for
I'm
me.
surprised he hasn't moved them unless he's not necessarily placed them yet.
15.
That they're not necessarily on the objective, unless he's planning on thinking he's going to be able to take out that.
I mean, again,
there.
you got to remember that
Yeah.
Josh only really needs to pick up 10 this turn.
Yeah,
Doesn't need to worry about overextending to pick up 15. If he
opens the door to
splits
also
if he splits his
overwhelming
unit,
force.
if he puts a Bulgrin on that and then Adam picks up Obviously,
Everyone, of
to
course.
try and steal and storm hostile, for example, he's given up 5 points for nothing. So I think Josh is yeah, as we expected, playing well. You can see now he's extending onto objective that Adam is going to struggle to take off of him next turn. So there's no need for him to extend onto both middle objectives and give Adam easy
Because
seconds.
he's got 2 already. He's got his home, obviously the one at the top, and the Bullgrins are on 1 there anyway. So he's guaranteeing realistically 10 points there, and 15 if he's able to take out this Hecaton and destroy or add some more onto it. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, Adam has the OC and with the Sagittars and the squad inside to just step on and take that one off him anyway. So what he's
But
not
it forces the troops to come out, doesn't it, and them to be in the open, and then obviously be shot at potentially. So it's decisions then for Adam on what to do in regards to deploying those troops that are within that Hecaton.
And thanks, by the way, Molyneux.
He doesn't need to take it.
Counter attack if necessary.
And chat, if you have any
He's
questions for Ben or Matt, they are very knowledgeable when it comes to 40k. Any questions that you have, we'll be more than happy to answer.
So obviously Josh is lining up for his shooting phase, so we'll see the Hellhound strip cover off of that fortress in the middle. And then really we're just going to see a lot of pain go into it. I think, to be honest, I don't think Josh is even concerned. I don't know if he will want to kill it, and I think that might sound strange to people, but actually with that Bulgarin squad charging, with the infantry squad charging, just wrapping the fortress up, Adam will find himself in a position where he can't get his troops out. He's shooting at -1. He can't move anywhere. He can't hold the objective. So actually, it might be in Josh's favour to not kill it and just keep it in combat.
And then worst case, his troops are going to have to come out on the back end of the Hecaton, and they're further away. They're not actually on the objective. And Josh has got a little bit more time to plan accordingly to that.
Yeah, to be honest, I think we'll see Josh wrap that fortress in a way that even if he tries to get the Berserkers out, he's going to lose 2 or 3 of them straight away because they won't be able to be placed. So
won't be able to get in with the 3 inches.
Yeah, just based on Josh's movement, if you look at where he's positioned the tanks, if he was going to try and take that Sagittar out, then I would have expected to see the other Crimea and even the Regal Dawn
especially
come down.
with that movement of that one now. That one is perfectly in line to go and shoot the Hecaton in the middle, but he's already planning that. He's got that charge on that one.
Got choices there.
He's also looking at, and again, that's something that a lot of people that are not playing 40k on a regular basis, and to our new players, Josh then was looking at the tank at the bottom. Is it still in line of sight for the Hecaton? So if he's deciding to shoot and to try and destroy it, he's trying to make sure he's got many arcs of shooting and not limiting himself to just one shot.
It's entirely plausible he picks up that Sagittar before that tank shoots. So there's no point poking it out if it can't then shoot something if the target's dead. So making sure he's got options on each unit. So I think we're going into shooting. So
a grenade just came from the Kazachan into the land fortress for 5 mortal wounds.
As expected, and then we'll see the melters.
6 more mortals.
God, I wish I had bring it down.
What are his secondaries? I missed that.
At the top of the screen, though,
Overwhelming and established locus.
Seen it now. Oh, that's a good way of putting it.
So that's it. Now the rest of the squad. So 2 melters into it. 1 hit. Strength 9. So 5 goes through.
What are these rolls?
I know, right? You have got cover.
This is the Eldar pre-warmed up Eldar dice. This is what they do. 5s and 6s.
Nope.
That's why Josh had him in the heater under the table before the start of the game.
Oh my god! 8 damage.
Here we go.
Does it explode? No.
I would say you have got armor and contempt.
Yes, but I wasn't expecting.
We do often joke about Josh and his Eldar dice, but I think for those new to the stream and watching tonight, I think you've just seen Josh roll 5 6 6 6 5 5 6.
5 5 6 6 5 5 6.
And just wait for my dice to
Yeah.
run out.
That was in a row. 5 5 6 6 5 5 6. You rolled.
I'm going to switch. I'm going to use Adam's dice.
To answer your
Can I buy those Eldar dice off you?
They're going for.
yeah, and I think there's a question there from Mike or Fiend M8 as he's called on the chat. What Josh is doing is shooting. He was shooting the fortress with ignore cover with melter at -4 and -3, which actually meant the fortress had no save. So a 2-up land fortress against infantry, and effectively had no save into the melter guns. So
it could be a what's the shooting thing? That's something that Tau do, right?
That's insane.
Yeah, it just shows you it's not. People often will think about, well, I've got no anti-tank. Let me put a tank into the list. That's the thing about 10th edition. AP.
There's ways about it.
If you can take people's saves away through AP, you only need a storm bolter to put damage into a tank. So it's it's not realistic, but it is a way to play the system.
And often I know with these games, storm bottles are the ones that are killing the big knights. You go and hit them with melters, you go hit them with killer missiles. Ends up being the bolter that does the final nail to the coffin. And that's how my experience of the game anyway. Obviously makes it very thematic when you've got a little guardsman shooting his little gun and destroying a big tank.
Yeah, so I think that was not great for Adam, and that was my concern at the start, that pushing that fortress out, Josh was going to be aggressive, and that's a pretty big thing. To Josh take one out turn 1 is pretty huge.
It's 225 points. It's not cheap.
Yeah. We've not yet seen the Rogol and the Crimea and the Bulgarins yet.
So his big boys, his big output haven't even come into play, and he's already destroyed one of the big land fortresses.
2 first.
Another one at the top of the terrain there that you might think about moving a Bulgarin into if they're not doing established numbers.
And then the 5 damage. That makes sense. Yeah?
Yep. And another one dead.
Okay. Last cannon. Hits. Jesus Christ. And wounds. AP2. Does it cover it?
Yeah, no save.
Okay. D6. 6.
Yeah, and this is where Adam's obviously Josh is able to get enough AP in to just remove his armor save, so he's not even technically getting to play the game as such.
Okay. Right. Don't lose focus now, because that's tilt.
Berserks are a nasty unit in the Votann list. They fight on death, but if you can shoot them if you can kill them in shooting, then
They don't get that perk.
they lose basically their benefit.
Okay. Focus on these. So multi-melter into here. The big melter D3 shots. So 2. This one's got no pluses to hit. So this is on 4s. Both are
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
So
To be
straight
fair, he's using Adam's dice as well, so we can't even blame
No
the.
excuses on the Eldar dice anymore.
melter 4. 16 damage.
Consistent rolling here.
6 and 4s, 6 and 4s, yeah.
I think that's the Sagittar picked up. That's big
I
overwhelming
might be
force.
taking this army to Battle of Britain. I'm not taking mids. Screw that shit. God, I've broken his shit.
Oh dear, I've broken all your models.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was the concern.
Actually,
That was the concern at the start there, that
Pushing out.
pushing out onto that. And again, I said it, I know I keep repeating myself, but in this mission with 4 objectives taken hold,
He's not in melter range.
You don't
gotta-
need to overextend.
It's 2 shots.
well, it's not necessarily even about overextending. It's about making sure you've got that security on objective. So Adam has been able to jump his unit out onto the back of that objective. But if you look at what Josh has already done with the Hellhound at the bottom,
It's already got the.
and this is where you'll see higher level of play. Is that the Hellhound's in a position now that it can now shoot and potentially charge and tank shock the unit that's jumped out and deny Adam the primary. And that isn't luck. That was preparation to look at the situation and say, I pick up that Sagittarian shooting. How do I deal with the second unit? Where Adam is probably going to regret his movement there is that he's got that second Sagittar sat just above the objective. Now, if that's towed in, Josh can't take that objective off in this turn. So, in this sort of mission taken hold, make sure you're scoring the 10. Get yourself the 10 in a way that your opponent can't take it off
Guaranteeing
you.
it.
I'm going to go for it because I think
At the very least, they can't move anymore.
if I get it
Because
down,
of Overwatch threat.
I'm all right.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I just need to check.
Again, the way he's located the that tank at the bottom, he's making sure that you can see the land fortress at the top. He's making sure that you can see the Sagittar on the objective, and he's making sure he's also seeing the infantry units behind the wall. He's positioned it perfectly so that he's got 3 arcs that he knows that he's got that covered.
So that's
Like you said, that is higher level of play,
nothing.
realizing,
The melters are probably out of range.
and it's basically like playing chess. You're thinking 2-3 steps ahead.
Not a visible part of the model. No, that's not how it works.
No.
Yeah, the little melters go in there. That's all they can hit. 1 lethal, 1 hit. 5s, 1, 2 into that.
If Josh can pick another Sagittar up here, Adam's already in a lot of trouble.
AP3.
You can.
6s. No.
Okay.
Is there a Sagittar at the top near the established locus? Is there?
Yep, let me
There
just
is,
bring
yeah.
it into
Yeah.
view. My apologies.
Okay, everything else.
No, it's all right. As long as I know it's there.
So far from a multi-melter.
Yeah, this carrot, and again, just bear in mind, Josh has got 2 other Lehman Russes off the board at the moment as well.
D6 plus 6 again.
I think this is why everyone was so surprised to see
Yeah.
Ard,
Cool.
if anything, getting some slight buffs in the recent data slate, and obviously with the addition of the new jump pack unit as well.
They look spicy.
I think Guard are going to be a problem for most people over the next couple of months, especially when they're played at a good level. They're going to be very difficult to deal with.
2 on the oppressive cannon.
I think the new jetpack units, they're bringing something to Guard that Guard don't currently have. It's fast movement, obviously. I don't remember the special ability that they've got, but it looks really, really impressive from what I remember reading.
Yep.
And it just brings another sort of versatility to them.
Autocannon.
Yeah, it's the ability to come down and overwatch, and then overwatch again with an auto-hitting sentry gun. So, yeah, Guard. It's a bit like when Votann had the scout unit introduced. They didn't really need it, but it was a great addition.
Yeah.
As if it's my phrase.
And I do like the way that they're adding these little units in there, or little one detachment all coming in in between codexes. It adds a little bit of flavour to the game, rather than just depending on codexes coming out to get new units and squads.
Just to explain what's going on right now, the land fortress is bleeding. The one at the top of the screen there,
AP2
and it is shooting back.
4 damage.
And Josh has rolled like 3 6s in a row.
Yep.
And the rest.
The dice cannot. Doesn't matter which dice he uses at the moment.
2 sustained. Let's take 2 other damage.
Even with a few drop there, he's still getting enough numbers.
Twin linked. 2 AP.
It is shooting back, so looks like he's going to put some damage out.
Fine.
Yeah.
This is Into the Dawn, correct?
Yeah. It's you've popped the strat. It's 2 CP. It's quite expensive.
Yeah.
Strong though.
It is strong.
It is. If any of my
Yeah, I think Adam's concern is he loses another fortress here without even getting a chance to shoot it. So
T12's helped me out there.
Did you take any damage at all?
Nope. Not a single point. The 2 CP.
Which is
yeah, I think at this point maybe it would have been better just picking up the infantry squad on the objective in the middle, or putting some shots into the Bulgrin, or where he can actually do some
that's the other guy. The Yard.
some actual damage. Pick some models off the table.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a 5-inch charge there.
Yep.
Here come the Bulgrin.
I mean, don't forget Josh wants
Here
gain
come the boys.
reinforcements as well and bring a unit back for 2 CP. So Josh might even be able to get into engagement range through the wall inside the terrain here as well.
Can't base.
And Molly
Yeah,
makes
that's what
a
he's
good
looking
point.
at now. So.
Ordering your shooting phase so that you aren't overcommitting, so you know what's left to shoot if the rolls aren't in your favour.
So
he's
that's
charged that. He's very interesting how he's
well,
placed
it's
those models.
what he's done. So the short charge there has actually gone into Josh's favour because the rules are just that you have to base if you can base. If you can't, you can go where the hell you want.
So he just
Now,
screamed.
well, it's more if you can see through the wall there. There's has deployed another unit, which I believe is right up to the edge of the wall. I actually think
being able to charge them.
Well, I think what Josh is going to do is pile into that unit through the wall and then potentially tie Adam's entire back line up.
Here comes the tank shock.
I'm sacrificing my Caskin to do this because I'm saving 2 normally to always bring them back after they die. But it's 10. Sorry. So how does tank shocks?
5
1
up.
for every toughness.
Yep, and then 5 ups.
And 5 ups. And you don't get +2 for having higher now, do you?
No.
So it's just
It's max 6, isn't it?
5 mortals.
Yep, caps out at 6.
I mean, it tends to average about 3 now, so putting 5 out on that is on a 10 wound tank again is over the odds.
Just fucking.
Might as well.
To shreds you.
So this has been a
Closest enemy model.
there we go. So as I thought, what Josh has done is set up beautifully a multi-charge here, where he's charged the fortress, and then he's used his movement because he couldn't get into base to come through the wall and engage another one of Adam's units, which is going to leave Adam in a spot of bother because I
Can't do anything with him.
Well, I don't actually know if there's anything behind Adam's home objective other than his bikes, and if they're not on that objective and Josh can put enough damage out,
He's
might
not
even
scoring
like
nothing potentially.
That's 3. AP,
God.
no, AP1, 2 damage.
Freeze.
Love it. And then the 3 Bulgarin into the guys at the back. The whatever they're called. They hit on 3s.
Yeah, Jaegers.
Jaegers. And they are strength 7.
T5.
3s. Drop 1. So that is 7 saves. AP1.
This could be really, if this unit picks
This
this
could
unit
be
up,
massive.
then it's massive.
No.
That, sir, is what we call when you charge something. So people watching this, when
So
you
he lost the whole squad.
do have to base the thing you're charging and move towards it, be closer to it. But when you pile in towards the closest model, so you can actually arrange it where you pile into things that you haven't declared a charge on. So I saw those Jaegers behind that wall. I didn't want to kill the fortress, I just want to tag it. And then my true target was the Jaegers. So that's why I piled in there. But it just so happens now I can pile in back onto the objective if I feel like it. I think I do, just to make it a bit harder. Have to pile in towards the closest enemy unit if you can. They can't. So that's the end.
Yeah, as I say, Josh.
So end of my turn, overwhelming force. I got it for 1.
Didn't you get 2? Was it Sagittarius and a Land Fortress, correct?
Yep.
So is he able to? He's not able to go
That's 5
towards
points.
the objective, is he? Because he has to go towards the
For 2 on bringing.
unit he's engaged with.
That's the end of my turn.
Only if you can get into engagement with them. If you can't get into engagement range,
Has this got flame?
This has got
and basically go where you want. If you can only move on a pile in. If you can get into engagement range, you have to. In that instance, where Josh, again,
in.
Adam had to pick the models up that weren't on the objective to still score his primary, and in doing so, he's then put in a position where the consolidate move,
I thought you were.
and we'll have to take Josh's word for it because we can't really see from here. In theory, that means those bottom models couldn't move 3 and get into engagement range. If they can't do that, they are allowed to move to an objective.
And as long as obviously the 2-inch coherency stays in play, and in a way that's just been perfect move for him. He's managed to be able to nearly wipe a whole squad. The Heckerton is stuck in combat, and he's guaranteed some Ogrins on an objective.
Yeah, and a unit only has to end its piling move in engagement range with a unit, not necessarily one it's just full.
The
So
unit.
touching the
bike
fortress, he can sit there.
in that battle shot.
Yep. And Barry has a question in the chat. Aren't there only 6 models and therefore they can't conga? But as long as they're within 2 inches of the closest model in their unit, they're in cohesion.
More than 6.
More than 6.
They are. It has to be 7 or more.
7 or more. Okay.
7 or more, and then you have to conga.
That's okay. I'm just trying to do it 100.
Coherency also doesn't kick into the end of the turn, which is a common
Yeah, I did.
misinterpretation. You can put your unit out of coherency for your movement phase, for your charge phase, if you want to. It's only at the end of your turn that you have to make the coherency check. So what you often see at higher level play is players will, in their movement phase, they'll move one of their guys out into a different position to make the charge easier. They might be out of coherency, but when they roll the charge, they'll bring them back in again.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of play with your movement in 40k. It's why we say that deployment is hugely important, but it's movement that wins your games. And that's a great example there, where that movement from Josh to get into those Jaegers, pick some of them up, engage the land fortress. You probably
And
would have
hold the objective.
what you probably would have seen is a lower level of play is somebody just charge the land fortress, put all the Bolgan into it, and then they're stuck there for a turn. So, really good move.
How are you feeling
we've
after?
got
Oh, sorry, I was just going to ask the players how they were feeling after their turn
Go
1. How are you feeling after turn 1, Adam?
I'm feeling like Lee right now.
Like Lee?
Yeah.
Don't know which way to go.
No, I do feel like Lee, watching Lee play Matt Sorks the other day. It's like, what the hell do I do from here?
I think, remember, 10 primary a turn gets you basically max primary, right?
Yeah.
So your focus should be at this stage just locking down that 50.
Yeah.
And trying to stop me getting 15.
That's correct, Barry. 6 can be just extended out in a line. 7+ require 2 models to be within 2 inches of each model.
Rolling 6s.
So Adam, what is Adam's secondaries now? Is it
So top of the screen there, we have cleanse
Secure.
and
Secure and cleanse. So actually, a good pull here, Fred, because like I said right back at the start, he's still got two fortresses. One of them's probably not going to see past turn battle round 2. He does have the ability to come and shore up this bottom right objective. Yes, Josh has a Hellhound there. I'd expect probably to see a cheeky rapid ingress from Josh this turn as well. Perhaps bring one of the Lehman Russes in towards the bottom right of the map to support that Hellhound, and then put pressure on Adam, because I think what you're going to see from Josh now is if he can stop Adam picking up the 10 each turn,
he's guaranteed himself a win, isn't he?
Yeah, well, more than that, I think.
Yeah.
Ready now, we said before, it was looking maybe a 12 or 13 point position. I'd say now if he does what I expect him to do, which is to commit the Lehman Russes to the bottom right of the board, now you're suddenly talking about a 16, 17 point game. If he can take that secondary off of Adam, he's also got bottom of turn, which means he knows he can pick up 15 turn 5, which lets him push a little bit harder.
And he can focus on secondaries initially, to then knowing he's just needing to jump on to 3 objectives at the end.
Yeah, secondaries are not an issue for this guard army at all. The ability to change orders with the amount of chaff units he's got, he's not going to struggle to pick up his secondary.
And I just want to remind everybody, if you are watching on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And if you have any questions for our opponents today, our players, then feel free to send a super chat. We are now monetized. And if you're on Twitch, please drop a follow if you're enjoying the content. It helps us grow, it helps the stream get better, helps us show that we're going in the right direction. And we'd like to also get monetized on Twitch as well to keep bringing you amazing content.
At least upgrade our cameras and our mics, which are terrible.
I've noticed
we'll buy Ben a new mic.
Noticed that Adam also didn't take his pioneers off the table that turn.
Video for Ben.
So
let's not go from me.
One one of the strengths of Votann obviously, in the Pioneers is the ability to keep those bikes within 6 of the ball ditch and take them off at the end of the turn.
And that
Which
can be
gives you
massive in secondary
real
points.
attacking movement. Yeah, so I'm surprised Adam didn't pick them up after that. I think he was so. Josh kind of knocked him for 6 there with the amount of points he took off the table. It maybe gave him a bit of play. There looks like there's a big gap opened up in at the back of Josh's deployment zone there, which maybe means Adam can force him to put some resources back there again.
But also the concern that might be, is there anything with those bikes at the back? Because if he's moving those bikes, it opens the door for Josh to bring things in. I know not necessarily this turn, but it opens the door.
It's not going to fit his Lehman Russes in there. I don't think Josh put anything in deep strike because it's all in the Chimeras. He might have a little Cyclone squad or something.
You got the CP, I suppose.
Here come the Terminators now.
Champion.
This is a big commitment from Adam here because if this 9-inch charge doesn't go off,
There's 2 tanks at the top.
Mr. Rogaldorn and Mr. Hellhound, and then maybe even a Lehman Russ join the party, and that really is game over at that point because Adam's then lost his heavy hitting units. He's going to struggle to pick up Josh's tanks.
Yeah. So I kill them with the grenades and the thing.
So just a question for Barry here. Do you think it would be best if primary was 50 and secondary was 40?
I can't wait.
Yeah, so I think do you mean the other way around, Barry? Because it is currently 50 primary and 40 secondary, and then 10 for battle ready. And I think that's the right way around, especially in Prinex. So secondaries can be quite spiky. I think to have 50 points on secondary makes it even more reliance on that element of luck. Having primary as the core points and a set mission allows you to play the game tactically to score your primary. I think that most of the points have to remain on there to stop there being too much of a spiky. You know, I've pulled all the best secondaries, and you've scored nothing, and I've killed half your army. So,
and I think with every single mission that you're looking at, there are some that are primary heavy. Both players, if played right, are going to score a lot of primary points. But then there are a lot of the missions in Prinexes where you're not scoring mega primaries, but it's consistent with both players. So the secondary is the aspect that comes down with luck.
Again, I just mentioned, so Josh has done exactly what I thought he was going to do. Almost, I mean, I wish I had the access to the pencils like Josh has on the screen. As I said, bottom right corner, here comes the rapid ingress Lehman Russ. Perfect position, exactly where I thought he'd put it. That now all of a sudden puts Adam's next land fortress and that Sagittarius in a real bad place. So,
and it's securing that objective, denying him, because at the moment, if that Rogaldorn doesn't exist, that bottom objective's Adam's. That's his one that he controls. But bringing that Rogaldorn just changes things completely.
The Lehman Russ, you mean? The Rogaldorn?
Yeah, Lehman Russ, Lehman Russ, that's the one I mean.
Yeah, I think it's more for John. He doesn't need that objective for primary scoring. He's really brought that in purely as a counter to Adam.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not for him to score it. It's countering Adam. It's denying him.
Yeah, and what we'll see in Josh's turn is he will just strat reserve the other Lehman Russ into that gap in the bottom middle as well.
That makes sense.
Let's see how well these Terminators fare.
Sagittarius shooting at the moment, and Josh has made a save, of course he did.
Into them because I'm slightly angry with them. All hit.
Yeah.
Strength 6 or 2s.
I think
AP -1.
it looks like Adam's committed into the tanks here, which I actually think is maybe a mistake.
AP1.
I'm hoping fantastic. He is shooting infantry units. Perfect. Right decision. He really needs to pick up some of the chaff.
There's 2 more of them, Josh.
Oh yeah, there's never happened.
I mean, we already know these Eldar dice don't roll anything other than 5s and 6s. It's
these aren't the Eldar dice; these are Adam's dice.
Adam's, yeah.
It was the blue Eldar dice Josh was just rolling there, and he hit a 6.
Was it? Oh, sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Even when he's rolling the Votann dice, he seems to be getting 6s and 5s.
Although I did do all of that shooting in his with his.
He's
dice.
definitely been praying to the dice
Yeah.
god.
Nick, can you just check Josh hasn't got that little suspicious electric guitar pedal underneath his side of the board?
Like, is that what we're looking for?
Last week he'd claimed that he'd left his electric guitar pedal under the table accidentally, but every time he knocks it, the magnet comes on.
Right.
No, 'cause you can't see the other dice.
What's shooting next, Adam?
You can't see the green dice on the screen.
I'm thinking. I was expecting that to do a little bit more, if I'm honest.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adam thinking.
I think I need to kill this.
Very dangerous.
I think I'm going to have to overcommit to do it.
Kill what? Sorry.
Your flamer boy, melter boy.
The hellhound here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I think I can. From
Apologies in the background chat. Fireworks are going off. It is that kind of season in the UK right now.
so.
So,
I don't
option
think
decision
I
the
can see.
hellhound here
Oh,
because
I can see them, but
I'm not seeing. I don't think Adam's going to stop Josh picking up
Yeah,
15
so
in
I
primary.
think-
No.
I don't think he can move those Bulgrins from the middle objective.
Oh.
And that hellhound, what's it doing currently? What's it doing next turn? Yes, it's got some shooting on it, but it's at this stage it's about stopping Josh scoring as much as you can because obviously Adam is
So what
on the back four.
what are we checking for line of sight from our Nick? Because we have obviously a very good view from top
What are we
down.
checking for line of sight? Because we have a good view here.
This land fortress here.
Yes.
You can see those.
Right.
The problem is only his guns. He's got some chunk above it.
Oh, so you're looking for height and stuff rather than actual line of sight.
Where it
Yeah.
starts to slope down is just where he can see it. So
Yeah.
I think he's about 2 inches out.
Yeah. So I think.
I feel that. I feel 2 inches short. That's what I'm telling myself.
Yeah, I would. Has Adam checked the front of that fortress
checked
into
the
the
front of the
hellhound,
fortress into
the
the
other
hellhound?
end? Because it looks like it
try
might
to
go
look at
past
Jan.
the break.
Fortress can hit the helmet.
Yeah.
I was just trying to chunk the Kazakin.
Yeah, to be fair,
Okay,
I think
the
that's been
Kazakin.
knocked, so you might be able to see them from the front.
Yeah, there should be a line of sight there from the fortress to the
Should
hellhound.
be. That's what Ben's saying.
Yeah. Okay.
You should be able to see that hellhound.
Yeah, I can see the hellhound. Yeah.
But can you
It-
see
it
the
was just
Kazakin
the
is the
Kazakin.
question, which is the unit to the right of the hellhound.
Yeah. Which
We didn't check the front.
I can't see. Yeah, it's gonna have to.
Okay. Let's have a look.
I mean, the top land fortress can see them
I don't think I
I
can.
don't think you
expect.
can.
No.
and can shoot out of combat because it is a vehicle.
Yeah.
It's the land fortress on the right.
Yes, but the what Ben's mentioning, the one at the top,
The one at the top, yes.
can
correct.
see them and can obviously shoot out of combat because it's a vehicle. So I think they're obviously discussing can the one on the right see as well.
I think they decided no.
That is 2. That is still a hit. Because
So, good question from James here regarding this mission. Yeah, look, it's an interesting mix. 4 objective take and hold. It's very, very easy to score primary.
entire package.
You've only got to commit to 2,
Sugar.
and you score 40 in the game. So even with low OC, let your opponent take 3. It doesn't matter. Pick up your 10. Try and find someone you can get 5. So it's a mission that really you should be scoring quite heavily.
One goes through.
4 damage.
Down to 2. A lucky bolter shot and it's gone.
Yeah.
I think to your question, just in Barry's response there, yeah, absolutely, it's very easy to max primary, but that does also mean if you can get a round of denial in, it's huge. If you can put your opponent down to 5 primary in one of these turns,
Twin linked.
you're already winning the primary game by 5 or 10 points, and that's
Yeah.
2 WTD points. So if it's not a game you have to push yourself to deny primary because it's very difficult, but if it's the opportunity to, it can be quite massive.
Nice, wouldn't it? They should auto.
Because scoring 15, if you can score 15 and get them to score 5, that's a 10-point swing. It's massive.
I think they should explode
It is huge, like you just mentioned. Then it's a complete WTC points, isn't it?
Like
The hellhound's been picked up.
Okay.
You'd have to make them better, though.
Yeah, didn't they used to explode in the 4+?
I think it used to explode easily, yeah.
They used to in 9th edition. They exploded on a 4+. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it makes it fun. I think if they brought that back, that'd be more flavourful.
Well, I'd throw them right into the enemy.
Right. Big gun here from the land fortress.
Yep.
I think
bring everything exploding on a 4+. That would make the game fun.
Right. The
More mortal wounds, exactly what we need, right?
go into this
Here we
unit.
go. So this
And
top land fortress is now putting its shots into the Rogel and the Kassakin.
Yep.
I think it's into the Hellhound next to it.
I think he's actually split his shots over 3 units, which
What are we rolling?
this is the big gun.
Big
so-
gun into.
In my opinion, bad decision. Unless it obviously
Big gun
results
into
in
the
at least
Hellhound right now.
Toughness 10, wasn't it?
Yeah.
the big gun got enough damage to actually
Maybe not.
take it out.
Yeah.
What's the big? They have the big devil. What's the AP? Sorry.
AP2.
And it's ignores cover.
Yeah. 4
5
damage.
3.
4 damage.
So I'm curious to see where or if Adam is cleansing here. I'm hoping that unit on the top middle isn't cleansing, because
You can give it 4 if you want.
picking up 2 points of them as opposed to stepping in and picking up that unit probably is not the wise choice, because they're just going to get killed next turn. I presume the Sagittar is maybe cleansing on this bottom right objective
Bottom
to pick
right,
up 2.
3. 1, 2 damage.
Ignores cover.
He's already securing no mans at the moment because he's got the 2 objectives, so he's at least picking up 7 points on second year Adam, which is strong. But that 5 primary is really going to hurt him, especially if Josh picks up 15.
Strength 7s with 2s. 3 AP.
And that's why committing to 2 cleanses might be the wrong idea if you can commit to destroying something off
I think they've got.
of one of the objectives and score. Well, he's still going to get those 15, isn't he? Because he's still got the middle 2. And his home and the top left one. So you're going to have to, even if he removes one, if he captures in a way one of those objectives, removing the units from it, Josh still has
Almond grenade.
15 points. It's a difficult one.
Yeah.
I think he might be Barry. I think that unit on the top left that's come in
Yeah.
will be cleansing there. They should out OC the
Do you know
Rogel.
how much you get extra on blast for this unit?
4.
It's also whether he wants to use the unit in the middle and then charge from the top down to tie up, stop that Rogel and Chimera from moving forward.
Because hard cleanse doesn't score you that many points. It's not a big scoring.
Oh no. Why?
Maybe committing to small cleanse and going in for the charge
So,
could end up giving him better points in the long run.
that's 2 shot. This without the pluses.
This is the Terminator shooting into Josh's unit on his
Just taking dice
objective.
out there. Yeah. 1. 2.
Can you confirm for me, please, Adam, if any of your units are doing cleanse? Because the chat are asking.
Shit. No.
You sure? He's going.
Has he forgotten?
He has forgotten.
Yeah. I think I need to take stuff off the board, otherwise you take
And he's
this.
in the shooting phase anyway, isn't
You're in
he?
the
So you
shooting
can-
phase anyway. You can just go these.
Yeah, but he's shot all his vehicles.
Oh, you shot all your
Yeah.
stuff. Okay.
But
never mind.
the only thing he hasn't shot is his.
Even that squad above the Rogel Dawn.
I think he wants to get those.
Even the squad above the Rogel Dawn.
This one.
Yeah.
That's going to pop something here.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Right. So, there is 10 dice of pluses after this.
Okay.
And it's 3 on top of all of it.
So, I really hope, for Adam's sake,
Yeah.
knowing how badly he rolls dice,
that he gets
that
that
he
charge.
doesn't. Well, I'm now concerned he's going to spike the hell out of this. I'm guessing he's shooting the Rogel Dawn and not the squad on the objective.
Shooting the squad on the objective.
Oh,
He is.
Right, this unit here.
hit on please.
Okay. I can't see this charge coming off then, because the amount of damage these Terminators put out with their shots is astronomical. Unless Josh has got 2 units there, which could be, I can't quite see. This could turn into a 10 or 11 inch charge. So just a couple of questions there about just in chat about Votann from Digitize. I can see on the small text on my screen. So Votann, I believe it was 7th or 8th edition that Votann originally came into the game, 8th edition, I think. It might have been 9th, but I think it was 8th
It
edition.
was at the end of 9th.
Was it actually 9th?
They were obviously squats beforehand, weren't they? That's the
Yes, they feel like they've been
original.
around longer than that. So that they were reintroduced as the kind of spacefaring Xenos dwarf race. Very popular in Necromunda as well for the models and usage. And reintroduced basically a dwarven-based race into the world of 40k again. So they have become quite a popular army. Don't have a huge model range,
I was gonna say, that's
but
all they need, really.
But the model range is very. I think it's quite unique. There's quite a lot of really nice sculpts, and even though they've got only a small amount of models, the diversity of what they can do is quite extensive.
Could be
It's a
worse,
small
could be
range, I
held up.
think. Who likes pointy-eared
I like my models from
alien
1992.
scum?
I do. How rude. So to spike a bit more on that. So can I kill the squad? You can kill the squad here.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have done that.
I think this 20-man squad is biting the dust.
Okay.
yeah, and this was my concern.
And then 30 Votann.
I think he did measure it there, so he's a 9-inch away from the
12.
Well,
I think
he
it's
is
a
if
9
there's
Dawn
anything
as
left
well.
alive.
of the dawn. So you could be potentially thinking of going that way.
Yeah, that probably makes sense because
14.
I mean, interestingly, Josh is intentionally leaving the models at the front here to try and because Josh does not want this Terminator squad going into Dawn.
Dawn.
So I think he's trying to tempt Adam to charge onto the objective.
And that's smart play. Again, that's something a lot of non-advanced players that are relatively new or haven't had tournament experience would potentially get trapped in that, thinking, oh, I can easily deny him from scoring 5 points there if I take that objective. But then his Terminators are stuck there, so it's important to
How
do
many
it
shots do these
the other way around.
Terminators have?
They have the grenades and then they have the Volcan on top.
They all have a D6 grenade launcher. They have Dev Wound pistols. That they are insane. The damage they put out. I
How many
will say
points are they?
they are Terminators, so they still cost the best part of 300 points, I believe. The biggest issue with them is they only have 2 wounds, so they put out an awful lot of shooting, but they're not as tough as standard Terminators.
Not as
so they're
tanky.
easy to
And
come off
300
the board.
points is that how many are in there? A 10-man squad?
320 points for a 10-man squad.
Yeah, and it was about
Okay.
300ish. So they're strong. They are a very good unit, but they're I mean, don't get me wrong, they're good in combat as well. But for the points, they just aren't as robust.
I don't know. I feel like they are quite well priced. If you think of a Terminator squad, a 5-man Terminator squad, you're talking 190, 220, 230 for obviously Space Marine Terminator squad, and that's for 5. Okay, their toughness are higher.
Only 165 for a Space Marine Terminator Assault Squad, 170 for a 5-man with Thunderhammers.
They're quite cheap then. I'm thinking more of the
Yeah.
special, like Grey Knight Terminators. You've got well, not exist
standard.
anymore, but Deathwatch Terminators used to be
Deathwing
a lot more
Terminator
expensive.
Squad is only 180. So yeah, they're fairly priced, but so you're getting more shooting.
Plus
At
the
the
Out of them,
minus
yeah.
1 to be
Ability.
wounded if the strength is higher than toughness, if I'm not mistaken.
And
Yeah,
that's
which I think-
custodies basically, isn't it?
He's alive.
I mean, I think most armies have got access to Terminators with that minus 1 to wound. It's quite a popular rule this edition, which I think was the reasoning for not putting Terminator's toughness up. Because one thing I think most people noticed in this edition, when they raised the toughness of lots of units, introduced things like Gravis armor to Space Marines, and all of a sudden you've got Space Marines at T6.
And Terminator's a T5, which doesn't make
Terminator
sense.
T5, how does that make sense?
Custodies turn T6, not 7, and
But they
you
give them a
solve
4
that
up.
by yeah, exactly. They get the 4 up, and they also get the minus 1 to wound generally, so it balances out.
Strength
Lord Solar is still alive on Josh's home field objective.
so 3, AP minus 3.
After all that shooting.
Yes, but that might tempt Adam with a charge because then he hits his CP generation,
Does explode fire.
takes the home objective off of him.
10 boys inside. Let's roll some ones.
Big charge either way.
Ooh, choices all around.
I think if I'm Adam, I'd probably try and get into that Rogal Dawn.
yeah. Especially he's got a squad at the top as well that can come in He's got two things that are coming
The
into it.
only thing that Adam might be tempted to do is it's an easy charge at the top, get the 9-inch to Lord Solar. He then denies Josh both those scores on primary and potentially puts him down to 5, and that's a huge. If he can put him down to 5 primary at this point,
So
that would be huge for Adam.
So T6
Is
black,
that
indirect.
Wow, and he's just picked up the Primera.
tank? Yeah, that's big. That.
2, 4.
Also, chat, I know I forgot to start the timer at the start of the game, but we basically started at the time we went live, which was an hour and 20 minutes ago.
Half of our game time has been.
So a question about Death Watch in the chat, so I'll just let Adam roll his shooting out here. You can still play them. You can still play them as part of an agent's detachment. So there is a detachment that makes Deathwatch playable. GW have already said that in December that there will be some new rules and potential new detachment returning to the game before Deathwatch become playable again. So, but also this is competitive. All of the Deathwatch units have legend sheets. If you want to play your Deathwatch models, find somebody who will give you a game. If you're looking for a game in the North Wales area, come along to D-Side Defenders on a Thursday night at the Daniel Owen, and there will be somebody willing to give you a game. So I think it's important to understand that every unit in the game has a data sheet, and the game isn't purely about competitive play. So
100%. I think what they've done with agents is very interesting. They've added Deathwatch veterans. They're the only squad that survived from the Deathwatch Codex, or not the Codex, the cards that we got, index cards that we got initially, and obviously we had 2 leaders coming through them. But yeah, like you said, they've released the Legends rules for them so that you can play them. And the interesting, realistically, with Deathwatch, all the units can be played in a general Space Marine army. It's just the kill teams, the different combinations, that makes them quite an interesting army to field.
Yeah, they had to take the specific Deathwatch teams out, because if they'd left them as they're too powerful, they have too much specialisms, they would have wreaked havoc being attached to other Imperial armies as allies.
100%.
That's the reason why they've done it. So
Excuse me,
I
gents.
think the introduction of
I'm going to watch this charge and then I'll be right back.
yeah, so this is massive. So let's see.
Free reroll.
He
He's
misses
got
it by
It's
1.
oh,
He rolled a
no.
7. Be right back, gentlemen.
That looked like a 4.
yeah, that beam of light was on it. It's as if the light in this room has hit my head and beamed onto that dice, and it couldn't be seen.
Yeah, I'm going to hit both.
So that's a real shame there, because if Adam gets that charge, it keeps it a game. Oh no! And now he's got the 10 on the unit that
Those Terminators getting in.
he didn't want it with.
That's a game then.
Yeah.
Then it's on. Then it's squeaky bum time for me.
Those guys into your flamer boy there, through the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I'm interested to see what they come up with Deathwatch, if they bring them out as simply as a Legends sort of army to play when they do the announcement in December, or if they bring them back
Any other charges?
into a fully fledged army,
Where they're going to go.
or if they
I think-
introduce a few of them into Imperial agents somehow, such as Deathwatch Terminators or something like that, and Kill Team Cassius. Maybe just
Yeah, I
introduce
think
a
we're
few
just-
units.
I think we'll just see an index re-released. I think we'll see a new Deathwatch index, bring the units back, give people the opportunity to play their army again. It does mean they might get completely squatted by 11th edition, because let's not forget
because they're in combat.
realistically we're only probably about 6 months away from the next edition being announced. 10th has flown,
Which is
absolutely
mad.
flown by.
I don't know why I just
So there's a lot to come, and I think obviously we are expecting next year a lot of knowledge, a lot of information about the new chaos changes and how they're going to approach the chaos factions. We don't actually know if that lot is going to happen in 10th. That might be something we see in 11th edition.
Yes.
And that's why it opens the rumour for 11th coming soon as well, because they've been really cagey, which I know they always do, but they're teasing a big announcement, a big change with the chaos armies. And it'll be really interesting to see, because obviously there's rumours of merging, like they do in AOS, merging demons with the different chaos factions. Again, it's so open to guessing.
Nine.
So it's going to be an interesting 6 months to see what will come out.
That's enough. So they're AP what?
AP 4, 3 damage each.
We have the berserks going into the
Sixes.
Russ.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5,
At
6.
the bottom right of the screen.
1 6, please. No 6. 3 damage each.
Yep.
Does it go boom? No.
Cool.
Nice.
Yep, there we go.
Right.
2 berserkers. 2 berserkers.
Two berserkers just picked up a Lehman Russ. Lehman Russ, yeah?
Yeah.
Hellhound.
Hellhound. Two berserkers picked up a hellhound.
It was the Hellhounds. Yeah.
Wow. That's still
Yeah,
crazy.
Adam has hit back hard here, a lot harder than I expected. I think
4,
if
5.
those Terminators had got that charge off,
It would
Look at
have
that
been a
next
big game changer, wouldn't it?
it was huge. Josh still has another Lehman Russ to come in. I think it's Demolisher still to come in. That looks like it's the Plasma Battle Cannon that's coming down the bottom
All
there.
these here.
Um,
I'm just going to go into these, I think.
Okay.
And again, this is one of the reasons I like this mission. Talking back and looking at our game last night, Nick, this was very similar. Again, very different armies, custodies versus Imperial agents. Not many tanks. It's just all infantry, except for maybe I had an immolator and a Canis Rex, a little bit of a vehicle in there. But it was very this looks like it's going to go one way. It looks like it's going to go another way.
So
this
just
mission-
jumping in quick, guys. This is quite an important. So that just jumping in quick. See, this is quite an important fight. This one. I think this is into this Rogel Dawn. So.
That means we've only got 2 guys into the.
So the into the Dawn or the into the unit that's next to it?
Fucking hell.
Has he actually charged the Dawn?
Yeah, this is the top of the screen is into the Rogel Dawn here with the
Oh, I think he's just taken out the infantry unit
consolidated
next
into
to it, and then consolidated into the tank.
Where are we hitting now, gentlemen?
This is the Berserks in the middle into the Bulgarians.
Yep.
If he clears these, I might lose.
Surprised he hasn't actually gone into the Rogel Dawn there.
Not the
I suppose he is the 9 primary.
He's picked up the Crimea, so if he can pick up these, I mean, I don't expect them to pick up. He might get 2 or 3 Bulgrin here. So just what's your question from Barry there? Do we think we'll see a delay in addition? 100% no, Barry, because that prevents a whole new set of starter sets, box sets, combat patrols being sold by GW. So no, they aren't going to change the 3-year cycle. The important thing to remember is this is not a index or a data reset this edition. It's more than likely that people who get their codex towards the end of 10th will continue to play those into 11th. So there's a big difference. 9th to 10th was a complete index reset. 11th is almost like almost 10.5. It will be some changes to the rules, some tweaks and some changes. The armies themselves will roll into 11th with the codexes. Generally, that's how it works.
And just to remind everybody, if there's questions coming in, or you're like, well, who's asking this question? You're on Twitch. We're also live on YouTube at the same time. You can search us from Hot Dice Games.
What I found really interesting in this edition as well is we've had a lot of box sets come out, and I know they've obviously put the brakes on things a little bit now. And releasing stuff more, obviously, for the Christmas and after Christmas. We've had lots of box sets for a lot of armies. They've really obviously been trying to push for sales, which is obviously a GWA, selling the new armies. But it's been interesting to see how many box sets. And again, I've played end of 9th and through 10th, and I previously played years and years ago. But I don't remember this many new box sets coming out. In addition, you might be able to correct me on that.
Now it's evened out. The start of 10th edition, they were much faster paced. It was also the first time we'd ever been given a kind of a 6-month roadmap of what was coming out when. I think what's become clear the reason why GW stopped doing that is because myself included, a lot of us went, oh, the army I want to play is coming out in 6 months, so I just won't buy anything.
Away from combat.
Whereas when you don't know what's coming next, your second favourite army drops a codex, you buy it, and then
He's going to have.
Sod's Law, your favourite army comes a month later, and you buy that too. And I think we're reverting back. People forget GW. Yes, they provide these games,
And threes.
but
They're a business.
they're a miniature company. They sell models.
They're on the stock exchange.
No effect.
Yeah, that's what they're there for. They have shareholder responsibilities. So
one damage each. 5. 1. That's
The
1.
Votann does not.
yeah,
hit
I
that
think
card.
Barry, you are the perfect
Doesn't matter, actually.
player for
It would have been nice.
GW. I think you're 6 months into the edition, and you're already looking at potentially your fifth and sixth armies. Exactly what GW want.
Yeah, so
Again, play. All I say to people is, do you know what? Play within your means. If you can afford to manage, run, and successfully keep on top of 6 armies, all power to you.
So in regards, sorry to interrupt you, Ben. So in regards to secondaries, you had
Because I'm off that objective.
you got your
Secure
secure,
no man's
correct?
land.
No, well, yes.
baby secure.
Oh, we still fighting?
One secure. Yes.
Oh, my apologies.
Yeah, we're still in turn, Nick. I did wonder what you
Got a bit excited there, didn't you?
I leave for a pee, I come back, and I lose track of things.
We got into it pretty early this game, so it's 4.
Yeah, so
Hectaton
to answer your question, Matt, yes, Grey Knights do not have Primaris. They are still on their original model releases.
Nice.
From a lore perspective as well, bearing in mind Grey Knights are meant to be a secret.
No claims.
They haven't yet been forced to take Primaris into their ranks. I believe that will happen the day that GW decide to release the new model kits, and then we will get a retcon as to why the Grey Knights now have Primaris.
Okay, and then we go into turn 2 for guard. So
It's not my turn too.
it's your turn 2.
It is 10-10.
Holy we've been a little bit too aggressive.
Yeah, it doesn't look
Yeah.
like, if you state the board, you wouldn't assume that it's turn 2. So if you were joining us at this late stage, or what you believe to be this late stage, you'd think it's well beyond turn 2, the amount of aggression that we've had on both sides.
Oh, 100%. And in regards to secondaries, this is quite big here, depending on the draw.
Yeah, it's a really good turn for Adam. He really, Josh hit him hard. I think Adam will be quite happy with his response. It's gone significantly better than he expected, I think.
The only thing that could have gone better is those Terminators going into something. However, having the the Rogel, is it Rogel Dawn at the top, or is it?
He's my only character.
I can't tell the top mid now. Stuck in with those
You got one guy.
infantry is going to obviously. Is it Lehman Russ or is it Rogel Dawn at the top left?
So
It's a
Rogel
Rogel
Dawn.
Dawn.
Yeah,
was-
having that
so-
tied into
sorry.
combat is going to
Sorry to
obviously
interrupt you,
impede it.
gentlemen. In regards to secondaries, we have ass, and recover assets. So triple ass.
Yeah, triple ass. It is triple ass because I can't get any of them.
Yeah, it's really bad draw for Josh there. Adam's characters are hidden away.
He only has one character.
Josh does not. He does not want to be giving up 2 actions here for recover assets.
That's squad in the turn. Have they got an invuln?
Yep.
Have they?
The leader has.
Just the leader.
Yeah, that changes the game quite significantly because you could him not scoring good
Have you
secondaries
given,
there.
Did you give Adam his 5 for secure nomads? Or no,
He
he
only
lost
got
the squad
little-
to the Bulgarian.
Little no man. Little
Yeah,
secure.
just noticed that he lost the squad to the Bulgarian. Yeah,
Does the building?
they do that.
In the building?
No, he's just shooting from here.
Does he not have the one at the bottom
That's what I was trying.
and the one on the far left as well?
I've been shot.
Yeah, he should still have picked up secure 5 on secure nomads.
Are you sure you didn't pick up secure for 5?
No, where?
Because of the bottom and,
At
and
the
top
bottom
left.
And top left. No, top left you was the Rogel Dawn. It was even. It was a push. It was 5 and 5 OC. And are you
Oh.
discarding cleanse? Or are you keeping cleanse?
I'm discarding cleanse,
Okie dokie.
so I'm up to 5.
So he discarded it.
Yes, he has discarded it.
I see it going.
This guy's in trouble.
So Josh is still thinking, probably in regards to recover assets or assassination,
It's on the turn 2.
or both.
It's fucking insane. It's turn 2. Just saying.
Where is
I'm going an hour.
Adam's character?
An hour?
Your
I
character,
believe he's tucked away in that
Adam, your character.
fortress at the back.
Where is he?
Okay.
And
She
she
is here.
is right in the middle of that Terminator squad.
Okay.
So it's 10 Terminators to chew through before you even get to the character.
Yeah, it's not likely.
This is where you hope for precision.
How much precision you got?
How many wins?
Like 5. Something like that.
So these
Five.
Terminators have 2 wounds each.
5 wins.
Yeah.
Cock.
No invuln save, but 2 wounds each.
The actual character has an invuln.
And the actual character itself has a.
And you can't put the wings on that.
Yeah, there won't be many Terminators left at the end of this shooting, because I expect the Rogue will do all of its shooting if he can get a line of sight. Adam might have been just cheeky enough to keep him out of the Rogue's line of sight there, because obviously it can't move. And I think the back of it can get line of sight on the Terminators.
Oh yeah, because obviously we're playing WTC rules, aren't we? So we the clear bases that some of you may not see on screen, because obviously you've got the blue and the clear ones, that could potentially have stopped. So he could have potentially put them in a position
I'm just going to do
to
some
stop that from happening. If he'd have been able to move them slightly more, that could have been a really
Yeah, I
smart
think
move
that's,
by Adam.
The top 2, I think there's enough room to come in from 6 there and keep out of that line of sight for the Rogue.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it looks like Josh can just draw a line of sight from the back of the Rogue Dawn.
I think so as well.
Just see one chap. Now, if Josh makes a mistake and shoots something else first, Adam will have the chance to pull the Terminators away and deny the Rogue shooting.
I'm not mids though, so.
I don't think Josh would make that sort of mistake.
Oh, to have mids. Yeah, fine thing. Just see where these guys.
I've decided next time I go to the range, I'm going to buy another big dice that I've got. I've got a dice that glows up. That's huge, and I'm going to donate them to the stream, because it's nigh on impossible seeing how many CP is available.
How much,
So I think
how much CP do you have, Josh?
I get 2 because of solar.
And how much do you have, Adam?
I've currently got 5.
Just 5.
Because of courage.
Just 5.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Recovering is going to shit.
So recovering is
So
being
just-
discarded.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
because
just quickly
assassinate
say,
is possible
engage.
potentially.
So just to the, I can see in the chat, it seems we've got a few new viewers tonight. I noticed,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I saw someone say they connected in from the States. We've got a couple of new to 40k, new to Warhammer spectators. So welcome to our new viewers. Say we are, just to give you some background, this is a relatively new stream setup. We are a group of individuals, all part of a club called D-Side Defenders in North Wales in the United Kingdom. And we are currently in the middle of a 40-man 40k league. So this is one of our league fixtures. It's currently our, after tonight, probably will be our top player in Josh on his guard, into Adam, who certainly had a good couple wins as well. So yeah, welcome to the stream for those who have joined midway through. We always have a stream game on Friday nights. So do like and subscribe, set your notifications, join us for Friday night fight nights, and yeah, as you see, we try to be a bit more casual and happy to engage on conversations and chats. If anyone does have any questions, not even just about 40k in general, then please feel free to ask away.
And also, welcome to the madness, the mayhem.
Your Overwatch is pretty intense.
Yeah, speaking of that, one of Adam's wins was against myself.
I don't need to move. I don't want to give you cover.
Be nice, I wouldn't.
So I think you're about to. My point earlier is about to be proven here, and you're going to see how squishy these Terminators are.
Yeah, and that failed charge is going to be
And
massive.
here comes the Lehman Rush Demolisher. But what Adam has done well here is, again, 100% that Lehman Russ comes in towards the bottom right and helps Josh push round and take that flank. The Terminator's coming in here. Josh has got to respond. He's had to now give up one of his assets to the backfield. And if he doesn't pick these Terminators up, next turn,
They're doing a lot.
and goes where he wants.
Yeah,
He walks up and picks up that Dawn.
I think it's Lima Russ Executioner there in the bottom left.
Yeah, it's the it's not what he wants to see shooting his Terminators.
No, and
But it
Huey
causes
and a guy.
committing, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, Huey
It
and a guy
causes
incognito.
committing.
Sorry to interrupt, Matt. You go first.
Is it?
Quite shot.
Oh, I was going to say, it commits Josh to going into destroying those Terminators, especially because he's got Assassinate as well. He's thinking, if I commit to that, I'm destroying that backfield enemy that's come in there and also scores him Assassinate, which may open the door for Adam to have a little bit less of a threat on this far right side.
Yeah, and Solaris is still alive on Josh's home field objective. He's currently hidden by the terrain. He is bleeding, but he is still alive.
It won't be much longer.
No. How rude.
I'm glad to hear you enjoying the hobby, Barry. Welcome, welcome.
Barry's just enjoying watching me get my teeth kicked in.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm running away with it. Points-wise, I am, but it's only turn 2.
It's only turn
if he
2.
clears me up now, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, we've only been live almost 2 hours.
Oh, that's quite a long time. Okay, sorry, guys. We'll scoot.
No. Take your time. It is going to be a quick game.
Chess clock.
Chess clock.
Yeah, Adam's pushing back well, but Josh is doing very well on the primary game. Obviously, as expected, he picked up the 15. It's looking extremely likely that Adam
He's in. Okay, whatever.
maybe only picks up 5 again next turn, which is obviously an issue for him.
And that's massive. Even though it's only going into turn 3, that will be hard to get to recoup that 20 points that he's missed out.
And lest we forget, the Votann actually have 10 more points than we think due to battle ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lazy guard player couldn't be asked painting the guard.
And at this point, if I'm honest, that's what's keeping Adam in the game.
I bought a unit and painted it.
It's it gives him that flexibility that technically you can argue that he scored 15 turn 1 because he's picking up the 10 points and Josh isn't.
And if you're looking at it, it's technically Josh is up by 1 point. If you're looking at it at 1 VP.
Exactly. Now that's going to change when I think Josh will deny him to. If he gets his shooting away, he'll push Adam back down to 5 again. That's Adam's issue. Only picking up 5 on
sorry. And then those are 3.
5 on primary again is it will be an issue for him.
Awesome. Well, oh my god.
So we have the Lehman Russ Exterminator shooting into the Terminators who have Armour of Contempted due to Adam's surplus of CP.
Got armor attempts. 2s.
Is he not got? He's got a 2 units on the bottom objective, bottom right, and has he got units on his home objective? So in a way, Adam is potentially scoring 10 there.
So AP3?
Why?
He won't be once that Demolisher has charged. He's still got the other unit behind the bottom objective, I believe, and then the Demolisher will come on and probably shoot that Sagittar. So
Yeah.
I think that's the issue.
Yeah.
Remember, there's a squad of Bulgrim behind that middle objective as well. Still,
That they can come. Yeah.
they're going to clean up the home objective.
There we go. Here they come. Heavy stubber.
So as of currently, this Lehman Russ Executioner has done 0 damage.
It's killed 1.
It's killed 1, sorry. my bad.
Nope.
Awesome. Thanks for showing up, buddy. All right. Then I'm going to put this into this. So Demolish Cannon, 5, plus 3, plus 2 for blast.
So just while we watch Josh, for once, completely mess up his shooting, which I think everyone will take pleasure in. A question in
lovely to
chat
see.
just about the area. So got a large number of viewers on the stream tonight are from, so we have a 40-man league currently playing. So some of the individuals have tuned in tonight, so there's quite a large group of us. The UK has a very strong 40k community, but it is the US that have the largest number of players and certainly the biggest events. There's a significant competitive scene in the US as well, which is where the UK scene has built upon. But 40k is very strong across Europe at the moment. The World Championships attracts teams from about 40 countries now, but even as far flung as Malaysia, Singapore, China, Japan. 40k as in the last post-COVID, I would say has really exploded and gone and boomed. One thing COVID did for the
You can't see me now.
let's call it a sport. I'll be hated for this, but if darts is a sport, then 40k can be a
Okay, it's
sport.
definitely a sport. Yeah.
One thing that COVID did for 40k is players, include like myself, of a certain age and generation, had the opportunity to get the old models out, do some painting, pass some of the time, and it really reignited the passion for the game in a lot of people. And there's been a massive growth post that. The digital games during COVID, there was tabletop battles online, also really reinvigorated the game, and it's gone from strength to strength the last couple of years.
The desperation weapon.
These
I agree
rolls.
completely with that, and I think a lot of us 40Ks would sometimes like to be introverts, stay in, but having been locked in during COVID, any opportunity to go out and enjoy the hobby that we played for years has definitely allowed a huge growth in local clubs and events.
So those Terminators are looking a little bit sorry for themselves now.
It could have been a
So
lot worse.
there was a lot of shooting going in, but they have survived. Now, I expect what we're going to see is hopefully a charge and a tank shot coming.
Okay.
And the decision is which. Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
No,
Can you?
I can't.
Fucking hell. You made me
We've got 2
right.
tanks that are capable of doing that as well.
Except for the pulverizer cannon, which is going in there.
No, not blast that then, pulverizer.
It is blast. Oh yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
So all the blast is going into them. The melter guns are going to go into them.
Okay.
So 2 melter
So
guns.
is the Dawn shooting now?
It's
So the only thing I would question there is, does that Rogal Dawn still have line of sight on the Terminators? If it does,
No.
then Adam's pulled the wrong
Does
models.
the Dawn have line of sight on the Terminators?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Apparently.
Still now, when you pulled them.
So from this bit here, I can see straight.
Oh, you pulled the wrong models.
No,
No, I can't.
Oh, you can't.
It's the character.
Oh, it's the character. You
Oh,
couldn't
that's
pull
the
it.
character.
That's
Yeah.
what they were questioning.
Yeah.
As to
Okay.
why you
That's
weren't
why
pulling that
I
way.
was pulling that way, and I was like, well, you can't see them, it's not, I can see the character.
Yeah. Heavy stubber into them as well, but everything else into them. So wow.
So there you go, kids. Model placement, especially when you're coming from deep strike and reserves, is also important.
Okay. Oppressor
Yeah, so the simple fact he can't take that model off because it's the character,
cannon.
which has allowed him to be shot.
5. Toughness on these 5.
I'll say 6.
Yeah, this could be the end of the squad here.
AP 3 because of this goes down to AP 2 because of your
Yeah, so 3.
Yeah.
4 ups.
Flat 3.
There's 2 more gone.
There's 2 and a character left. He's whittling them
It's all I
down.
need.
Pulverizer. Strength is 9, so it doesn't do anything.
Nope.
Multi-melters. Damn it. Oh, this is fun. And then the coaxial autocannon. 2 hits. 2 wounds. AP2.
4 up.
Kills, kills 1.
Is it 2 damage in it?
Yeah. 3 autocannon.
The one bites the dust.
It's getting close.
So,
And there you go, yeah. That's 3 models lost to that Rogal Dawn shooting
and multi-melters as well.
because of that character placement. So Adam will feel that.
The rest of its guns are going into
Yeah, the
the
multi cannon
unit
into
it
the
is in
bikes.
combat
Yeah.
with.
But again, this is an opportunity for players watching the stream to learn from these mistakes,
Yeah,
even
so-
from experienced players.
Multi-melters, please.
The placement of a character can be massive.
Multi-melter.
Yeah, so just in response to your comment there, Mike, Adam can't kill the character because the rules of bodyguard units mean that unless it's precision, you cannot allocate the damage or the attack to the character while the bodyguard unit is still alive. So even if Adam had wanted to take the character away,
Because you
he can't. He has to kill the bodyguard models. So
I was on
when coming to character placement, things like precision, and you have to be able to see the model, is big for character placement. But even just when you move your unit and its coherency, having the character in the wrong position can mean a difference between pulling your unit out of line of sight from shooting and being stuck in the middle with everything able to target you. So it's not just moving the units. If the character is attached, it's where do you put the character to keep, to be able to pull models and move the unit accordingly.
Yeah. 2, 83.
And again, a lot of people are saying in chat about preventing assassinates. Obviously, not remove. If you remove the model,
he simply just
assassinate.
can't.
Yeah, can't do it.
Yeah.
So
Can't take it till it's lost.
That's really fucking annoying. Okay.
Sure, that won't come back to stormy points.
I'm sure it won't. All in all, pretty unsuccessful.
So the Rogel Dawn is the big tank at the top left of your screen. It's one of the Imperial Guard units.
So you can interrupt.
It's a beast.
I go first anyway because it's existing.
No, Barry.
is why
The defender cannot assign damage into a character unless it's precision, and if it is precision, it's actually the attacking player's choice. So at no point can the defender assign damage to their character unit unless instructed by their opponent.
Yeah, something I recently learned as well.
having the precision rule doesn't necessarily mean it has to go on the character, does it? It can be determined by.
It's also wound by wound as well. So if you've made 6 precision wounds, you can put the first 2 into a character. If it saves both on its invons, at that point you might then want to assign those attacks to the bodyguard unit because you know you're not going to kill the character. The game is intended to be played 1 attack at a time. So while we use fast dice rolling and we might roll all 20 attacks, the rules are written as you roll an attack, you roll a hit, you roll a wound, you roll a save, you roll a hit, you roll a wound, you roll a save, and that's how the rules have to be applied.
And that's why it's important sometimes if you've got a squad with a character in it, it's important to sometimes slow roll because if your character has the character has an invent save, you want to make sure you're utilising that as well. So you want to be rolling on the saves of the bodyguard unit first, taking the models as they die, and make sure that you're still getting that invent roll rather than fast rolling everything. So it can have a big impact on how you lose your models and how you lose points.
Yeah, so 5s.
But obviously in our games, 40k, it's a long game. It can last 3 hours plus. So fast rolling is very useful to get the game rolling a lot quicker. But realistically, we should be rolling a dice by 1 dice after another, like Ben just mentioned.
Yeah, only the rule application though. So they have put in the core rules this edition a particular section on fast dice rolling. So GW to encourage fast dice rolling, you just have to apply the rules as if you're rolling 1 at a time. That's the only caveat to it. You certainly don't want to see people rolling 1 dice at a time.
And these 2 players that are playing right now are very experienced. They know what they're doing. That's why we're rolling dice so quickly.
Smarter than the other.
And just a reminder, if you are enjoying the stream, we are monetized now on YouTube, so feel free to send a super chat to show your support. It really helps out the stream and allows us to reinvest into better tech.
Oh.
So Bulgarin doing Bulgarin things there.
No, I'm surprised how well they held up.
I knew the maths just.
They're very overpowered, these Bulgarins. They've been.
Cool. So
they've had a price increase, haven't they, in the new?
They can't go anywhere now.
New release.
That's right, but this is we're playing a game
Obviously,
point up.
But I know that's going to be a big.
Oh, in regards to points, if I interrupt you, gentlemen.
Assassination I didn't get.
Nope.
But they can move like 5.
Yep.
So I'm going to keep it.
And little engage.
Big engage.
Big engage for 4.
That is their leadership, by the way.
Them. Cool. And this, and this, and this. Who's that for?
That is
engage.
So that's right. And
them.
these.
Fail.
They're still failed.
Yeah.
And the bike, the big one.
Just doing some battle shock test, gents.
Yeah, he's fine.
Loves it.
Yeah, so it looks like Adam is going to pick up the 10 here, which I think is significant.
Massive.
We'll do that afterwards.
Yeah.
He did take the Pioneers off that turn as well. I'm not sure if you noticed that, but he did pick up the
No, I
Pioneers.
didn't.
No, he left the
top right.
You left the Pioneer, correct? In the top right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. It's just got its toes
Somehow
onto the
it lived against the Demolisher.
It's hiding in the terrain on the
So
screen.
storm hostile objectives and defense.
No, so they are there.
Storm and defend.
The great thing about a land fortress is it's just big enough to straddle 2 objectives.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he just picked up Storm and Defend, does he?
Yeah, take that.
So yeah. So
Nice.
He has, and actually, if he can
Defend and store.
I know there's only 2 Terminators left, but with their guns and the ability to throw a grenade and get the character into combat,
I've got 2 tape measures, and I
you can pick that top objective off. The problem he's got is that he needs to take one off of Josh. He can't just pick up an objective for Storm, and the Rogal doesn't hold that top one. So it looks like he's going to go after the Boltons. He's going to have to shift them, which is is easier said than done. But that potentially could be a strong 8 points here. Josh is fully committed now. I don't think he's got anything left to come in. He had to deploy both the tanks. He might still have 1 squad in reserves, actually. Which means Adam's got to be a bit sensible with that defend. He doesn't want to lose that. Josh has a lot of movement on that Lehman Russ on the far right that maybe can get onto his home objective and deny it. So,
and defend is a really tricky one, isn't it? It's a tricky one to keep. And the way I see it is, unless you can guarantee that you're scoring that, that's one you need to get rid of.
We have a super chat from RU Digitize for $4.99. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Any questions?
If you have any questions in the chat and you asked what is your go-to faction, your all-time favorite. So we'll go everybody here. So we'll start with Josh.
Sure. I've been collecting them since I was 8, which is 27 years now.
Quick maths.
Eldar. They were so good at the start of 10th, I dropped them because I wanted to have some friends left. So
he dropped them after he spent a month abusing us all. Let's not forget that little tidbit.
In WTC this year, I took Tyranids. Did really well with them. They were fantastic. So Vanguard was great. And I've got Battle of Britain next week, and I'm still trying to decide if I take Guard or Nids. The team wants me to take Nids. I think Guard are a million times better, but there we go.
Yourself, Adam?
Unlike Josh, I don't believe that Guard are better than Nids, because I am a Nid player to the point where
your mic.
I am going to destroy my mic.
I was going to say this
Hey!
isn't a
That deserves a super chat, ladies and gentlemen.
So I think at that point that definitely deserves some super chats there for the brief nipples. It might also get us banned on Twitch there. So let's hope we don't get a ban for public indecency.
Yeah, but they are my love. Unfortunately, I did collect them in 2nd edition when I was 8 years old, and then I took a small gap and started playing again 3 years ago for 9th, and I may have bought every single Nid mod I could possibly buy.
It's a beautiful collection.
Yeah, I have the credit card debt to prove it. I don't. But yeah, I am trying Votann. I've got Votann, and I've got a half-built and half-painted Genesteel Cult army as well. But Nids are my babies. Always will be my babies.
ARAs. Let Nick answer the questions while you do your move.
Yourself, Matt?
Myself, Chaos Demons. I just love the chaos. I've got about
Chaos Demons.
15,000 plus points of Chaos Demons. I'm literally only missing Soul Grinder, and I did used to own 2. My friend lost them. But I'm going to be Demons for life. I'll never ever get rid of them. But I do like to play a few other factions here and there. But Demons are my jam.
And they are a hard counter for Nids, Josh is saying, apparently.
Yes, especially if Josh builds a squad or a faction rules that's all based on Battle Shock, and then he takes a few wounds off my Greater Demons, and I go, thank you very much, I'll have those wounds right back for free with the faction rule that Demons have, Shadow of the Warp. It's a very big counter to any Battle Shock armies.
And yourself, Ben, your favourite all-time faction?
What's the last
Ben?
Oh,
for myself, it's I like me some basic bitch Space Marines. I like a lot. And to interrupt you, gentlemen, we have another super chat from Huey with 5 great British pounds. Thank you so much.
Moly. The king.
And make sure you ask us a question, Huey, if you've got a specific question that you want. There's no question associated with that. So
or he's just donating because Adam got his tits out.
Oh, the stripping. Yeah.
So, are we saying?
We got a few questions in the.
Pleasing Slanesh, basically.
But I'm sure. Oh, Ben's actually disappeared from the Discord. I'm sure he'll be right back. But Matt will fill in graciously for him. But we've got a few questions in the chat here. Orcs, of course. Has Josh brought anything back from reserve strat for 2CP yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No.
Space Wolves for the Law is pretty cool, Barry. And Orcs Never Beaten. I totally agree. And we have another super chat from Notorious Nurgle. I wonder who that is. For £4.99. Thank you so much. I don't think he has a question. He just wants to say Nurgle.
He just loves Nurgle.
the man loves his Nurgle.
Depends what the meta says. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, I have got the nickname of Meta Matt in the club. Demons are my jam. I'm never going to change that. But yes, I will diversify my army sometimes. And when I did pick up Death Watch, they did happen to end up becoming the meta at that point.
And then they got squatted.
Yeah, they got squatted. Justice came to me in the end.
Yeah. I like my salamanders. I like Fire and Flame. I do like my Crocs though, my Custodes.
Yeah. Oh, right.
No, customization. I think customization is a very interesting way of going about things, and I do like GW models, but I do like the use of sometimes 3D printed models to. I know, for example, Nathan and Jordan from our club, they've got Night Lords, and have a lot of customization with helmets and weapons to fit in with the theme of their armies.
Yeah, I think we're in the shooting phase now, aren't we, gentlemen? Yeah, we're shooting at the moment.
Yeah, apologies. My laptop overheated at the sign of Adam's nipples, which is a bit worrying.
You missed a couple of super chats.
You just saw that it's shut down.
And we have another super chat, gents, from Fiend Mate for £4.99. No question, just corn.
So you're definitely going to be able to buy this yacht soon, then, boys.
No more chaos.
This yacht purchase is definitely going to be on the cards if this continues.
I did see someone say that. Yeah.
100 subs.
One hit, but
Yeah, well, clearly Adam's little striptease has had the impact we were after. So might cause us some problems with the moderators on Twitch, but we'll deal with that when we come around to it.
Exactly.
We just open up a Patreon and
you can stream with OnlyFans these days. We've got the multi-streaming capabilities.
yeah. There is a market apparently on OnlyFans.
Yeah, Nid Lover 101 on OnlyFans. You'll find Adam and his biomass.
I told him he should have worn the cat ears. I said. Sorry.
Right.
Great Devourer.
He's going to shoot into your horrible thing.
Anyway, let's rein this back in. So we're in turn 2 for guard still.
Free for Votann.
Turn 3 for Votann.
I'm going to go here.
And a very close game, points wise currently.
Adam did pick up the 10 on primary.
Correct.
And that already is going to really potentially come back to haunt Josh, I think.
And just while we've obviously had the question, Ben, you might well take the opportunity to discuss your favourite faction of 40k.
Right. Land Fortress.
Yeah, so from a lore perspective and a not necessarily a gameplay perspective, my favourite faction is Thousand Sons. So it's an army I only started in 9th edition when they were a very, very different thing. It was an army I played many years ago. Well, when they first were added as their own separate codex. So T-Sons would certainly be my favourite from a lore perspective. I think at the moment they are they're not the most engaging army to play against. They're fun to play because they're so goddamn powerful. And if you can dream it, you can do it. It's pretty much the philosophy. But
they've had a bit of a nerf recently, haven't they, in the points wise? And you are worried about how they may perform after this recent recent update?
They're an army that, if played well with no mistakes, are still going to go and perform very, very well. The points, no doubt about it, losing. I think I lost 155 points from my list. I think a lot of people lost between 120 and 150, which is big. It impacts you, but it's certainly not
Within
going to break.
seasoned hands, you're able to potentially still
It's
do
not
very
going to
well.
break. It's still going to, in the right hands, going to still do
Yeah.
very, very well. So I think it was justified. I think I've said before, my only concern with it is I'm not quite sure where GW go in December. If the win rate does drop and they're not performing too well, all they can really do is put the points back down again, and then you go back into exactly the same problem. So
Situation.
they're an army that needs a codex.
So it's like a yo-yo of going good from good, well, not good to bad, but improving and then going worse, and then improving and going worse. So
put it this way: writing the rules for the edition and then writing an index for army that basically bypasses all of the rules was never going to be a good idea.
No.
Just
not at all.
just to
But
interrupt
anyway.
you guys. Just a quick question. I think you still roll the if you're blanking a save, if you're blanking damage, you still roll the save, and then you.
It depends on the wording. Not
It depends
for
on
all
the
of them.
wording. Double check the wording, but sometimes you might have to roll the save first, and then you can choose to blank it if you choose to fail it. Yes.
And then others that you decide to blank that before rolling the save.
Yeah,
There
it's
are
purely down
different
to
ones.
wording. Some of the abilities say you actually set the damage to 0, and you don't know the damage until you failed it. Others say when you an attacker against
You can just blank that attack.
Because I know that the Ghost Kill can, or the Tau model can roll its 4-up invul and then choose to blank it if it fails it. So that's what Josh has just
same
done,
as,
is rolled the save instead.
Same as T-Sons.
So 4 AP minus 1, 2 damage, but 1 damage.
There's a lot. You can do that on the big terror things. A lot of armies have got that.
Matar. 4 goes through.
I actually have a question for you, Ben. So with Magnus's points increasing to 465, you're still going to take him, correct?
Yeah, the army doesn't really function without him.
My big
We
question.
discussed this last night, didn't we?
So my follow-up question was, if he went to 500 points, would you still take him?
Yes, because there's nothing else you can add to the army for that extra 35 points.
Okay.
Even if Magnus goes to 550, you're probably still trying to find a way to take him. The problem is he's a false multiplier. He gives everything in your army +1 to hit and wound if they're psychic weapons within that 6-inch radius. He could give everything +2 inches to move. And also he carries the secret mission threat. Any game he can just potentially go and pick you up 20 points on a secret mission at the end. So he adds so much to the army that it's very difficult not to bring him, but that is part of the problem with the index. They don't have that many data sheets, but of the ones they do, half of them, if they're not Cabal point generating, they're not really even in the consideration for the army, and that's a shame. It'd be nice to see Cabal points generated by another means, whether that's you get a certain amount per 1,000 points, or whether it's a fate dice like roll at the beginning of the game and see what you get. I don't know, but the current way of doing it just it's a shame because it limits the index into what you can actually bring. There will be a point when Magnus becomes too expensive, and people cleverer than me will see whether the WTC crowd come out with any interesting concepts. Bearing in mind, if you could protect the list into certain armies, maybe there is a Magnusless list. But at the moment, personally, I don't see any way you can leave him behind.
He rolled snake eyes on a charge and still made the charge.
Yeah.
Ooh. I think that's the limitation of the T-Sons list. Like, demons are a very different army. But Bellicor was such an auto-include for such a long time for its abilities and what it was able to give. But then when all greater demons were pretty much given a lot of Bellicor's abilities, it allowed for diversification. Yes, you could probably go down the route that demons just run greater demons. Yes, there's negatives in regard to that. But when you look at the T-Sons army, Magnus is the only one that gives you those Cabal points, gives you that much of a damage output for the points that you're getting. And I think increasing or adding some extra versatility into that army, and it's not even the model range because like we were discussing last night at the pub, Ben. Teesons have got a huge range of models. They just don't have. They're not playable because they're not getting those Cabal points, are they?
Very well built.
Yep, so the Land Fortress tank shocked after a charge into the Lehman Russ on the right hand side of your screen and didn't roll a single 5.
Oh.
I've felt that pain myself this edition with a Lancer. Charging a big Lancer, you used to get 3 tank shocks, 26, 24 dice, getting 10 or getting 12 and doing 0. So I do think the tank shock changes in the recent data slate were necessary. However, when
There are situations like the Lancer.
Well, you've got situations now where a Rhino will go and do 5 mortal wounds and a T12 Knight will charge in and do 0.
Yeah.
So perhaps it's not quite where it needs to be at the moment, but...
Beer delivery.
So my champions gets in with an 8. And they're going to go around here.
And again, there's a good point in regards in the chat and talking about Morty. Again, Morty has been made cheaper recently, and that might make him an consideration to be included into Death Guard army.
I think we're going to see him more now. I'd be surprised if he doesn't start popping up at 300 points, something silly he is now. He brings a lot for 300 points. And I think often the damage you can put out in combat is
big.
It is under-recognised. Flat 4 damage. It's nasty. He can put out some damage.
And I think recently, I know from looking at the players at club and looking at competitions, a lot of people have been bringing Roticus or Great and Clean One as a demon ally. And if you're thinking for an extra 70 points for Morty and Morty giving the DG models actual benefits from its auras and so on, it makes it a far more viable option with the point decrease. So,
I'm not sure. I don't think you can bring
one second, gents.
No. What I mean
Gentlemen,
is you can bring him
Matt,
in.
1 second.
The commentator's up. That's the problem.
No, we have a apparently. So the players are very hard to hear. So I'm just turning them up just a smidge. Because we have a very fancy setup, so if the commentators are talking, then the players aren't able to be heard.
It's fine. So yeah, Leontis down to 1 win.
So my point is not bringing Morty in as an ally. I know Death Guard have been bringing Roticus and Great and Clean One in as an ally. For 70 more points, bringing in Morty instead of that might be a more viable option. That's my point. Rather than bringing the allies in.
I'm going to take it like a punk.
Yeah. Especially when you think about the allies, it's 230 plus a 40.
Solar is fallen.
Ooh,
that's a decent kill for Adam there. I mean, if you can obviously take Josh's CP generation down. Josh hasn't used the reinforcement scrapping yet either, so if Adam can keep chipping away at his CP, drawing some heroic interventions, some overwatches, some CP rerolls, he can keep that at bay.
And how many characters has Josh got? Has he got more characters in his army?
Yeah, so
I think the Soda gone. The tank commander.
Is the only one. And obviously, I haven't seen Assassination come out yet for
strength 9.
Adam, so
no.
Is the tank commander?
That could make a difference.
Yep.
Yeah. Where is he on the table?
That's chap. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
It's the one on the home objective.
The only one that's painted.
Land Fortress 2, 4, 6. 4s.
Land Fortress is running its wheels into the
Strength 8. So 2s.
Yeah, we got Rich and Notorious Nurgle
3 8.
hyping up Morty, wanting him to be the same level as Angron and Magnus.
Spend that 2 CP, put him back.
Justice for Morty.
Morty had his time in 9th
The 2
edition
CP
when
for this Kazakh game was just
like
spent.
Magnus weren't playable, so there we go. I think Josh had to do that there because with the solar nerf, he's in a position where he can't guarantee he's going to be able to hold on to that 2 CP, and you can only use it at the moment the squad dies. So
yeah,
sensible choice there.
I've lost it.
It's a shame you can't bring Solus back.
And the other Land Fortress on the other side.
Stand up like Gilliman.
4s.
Well, if you're going to ride a horse into battle when you're surrounded by tanks, it's your own silly fault. He deserves to be dead.
Krieg.
that in there. Where's the dice all gone? Okay. I must. Yeah. Cheers. 4s. 5 hits. 3s.
So we're at quite a good pivotal point here with that 10 points back already. Adam's putting some good pressure on Josh.
Nope.
And technically, Adam's in the lead at the moment. I know Josh has obviously got his third turn, but
Yeah, he's criminally low on assets now, though. So if Josh can pick up, and I think he's in a position where he maybe can pick up both. Certainly the Land Fortress and the Sagittar in his turn 3. Adam's in trouble then. He's not got much left to score with. Josh, as we've talked about, has the as the bottom of the game, so he's just going to pick up the 15 primary turn 5.
Freeze.
and that in a way cancels out the bar ready plus an extra 5.
Yeah, if Adam can fight for his primary here and put himself in a position to make sure he's picking up 10, turn 4, turn 5, then
Give yourself +1 to
it becomes quite interesting. I do wonder
So,
if Adam may even be tempted by a secret mission. If he's looking at the board and he's only going to get 5 on primary again, turn 4,
this is 9.
with those 2 land fortresses alive, Unbreakable Wall is more than achievable. So you might just see a secret mission.
It's 3 AP.
And at the current one, we're not playing it as capped in turn 5, are we?
No, because we're not in. This is the old.
Just
slate.
confirming, yeah.
AP4.
Still using that rule set.
Potentially, if he doesn't pick up, I mean, he's going to get his 20 on primary next turn, so he won't be able to score big in turn 5. But 20 is a possibility. If he does it, I don't think he will, but I think at this point it might be a consideration for him.
Pause.
But it's a no-brainer to technically take one in the current setup. But obviously, when we go to the new slate, there's considerations because you cannot score it. But here, he might as well take one.
End of turn.
So he's got Storm.
So Storm for 4 points.
Yeah.
And Defend is still in play.
It's still in play. And I've still got Assassination.
Good term for Adam.
You kept that in your hand, yes?
I've kept that.
Yep.
And obviously, keeping the tank at the bottom right engaged with that Hackerton, the land fortress, is stopping something going towards that.
The Bolgrin are only 5. He's managed to
Containment.
hold one of those objectives there as well, so he has kept Josh down to 10.
It's not ideal.
I mean, it still gives him the advantage, but
I want a big containment.
has the 10 from battle ready. So again, there's 1 point in it at the moment. It's a lot closer than it seems. It's going to come down to what Josh can do this turn.
Yeah. And with this game, you never know.
They've not come
How much,
Dice
gentlemen,
rolls.
how much CP do you still have?
I go to
We've just had a subscriber.
We're going to get some big dice.
Danger
With the money we
just
got from the Super
subscribing
Chat,
to us.
Big dice, they can live on here.
Yeah, as Josh said, with the money we got from the super chat, we're going to get some big dice.
I'll already get some. That can be a donation from me. I'll find some when I get to the range next. You can spend the money on microphones.
First one to hit from the tank commander. Yeah.
Orders coming out.
He should.
So we did just have a new subscriber, Danger.
Thank you so much.
Shout out for that.
I'm more technologically advanced, even though for some reason I've not got any.
Allegedly.
implants.
So he can see that unit. That can
So
do this.
big
This is
turn,
what
pivotal turn.
big melters.
A huge turn, with these Bolgrin can
cock
deal with
block
this
you,
land
yeah?
fortress
This
in
is
the
what I'm gonna
middle.
do, something horrible.
It's pretty big.
Make sure he has defend.
And the issue that Josh
So-
has got as
so
well.
Josh is going to
Sorry.
try and make sure that Adam keeps Defend in his hand and try to stop him from getting it.
It's fine.
That is his plan. He just said it out loud.
Jokes on him.
Didn't want it.
And part of me is surprised he has kept that, to be fair. With the Bulgrins being so close.
Okay. So then we go.
Actually,
What's the thought process here, Josh?
I just charge that objective, and then I control it, and he has to keep it. There's no way to stop it.
The other thing that you could do see here though, by keeping defend, it is forcing potentially Josh to take it, which is moving models away from the centre, which makes it maybe increases the chances of the Sagittar and the Land Fortress from surviving.
I can't stop you getting these two now, I don't think. They can't do 7 wounds.
Yeah, I mean, Adam's going to... he should be picking up 10 on primary. He's got CP, he's got more than enough CP than he needs to do anything with, so don't forget he can just redraw defend at the start of his turn. So yes, he's going to have to
It'll
give
cost him a CP, but if he's got
yeah,
plenty,
but he's got the CP, so I don't think Adam will be too concerned.
but it's
I believe
forced Josh to move potentially, which may end up being helpful for him.
Try and survive.
Or
I believe he's still got the bikes
leave that
behind
combat
the that terrain piece as well, I
He's
believe.
gonna be ready.
So the Bulgrim will have to pick the unit
kind
up
of
in
charge
combat, which
here.
they probably will. But
OC2.
I think there's
not
only
the
one
end of
bike
the
left.
I think.
yeah, it's not.
Really?
I don't think Josh can take him off these middle 2 objectives here.
With a tank commander and a squad of Bulgrim there.
Not off of both, I think. But what Josh has done there is, again, clever. Is again, maybe some people have gone into the fortress. I think he's going to skirt round the fortress and send those Bulgrim after the Sagittar. Much easier target to pick up. I believe that Sagittar is empty, so he can just charge the Bulgrim onto the Sagittar, shoot it and kill it. He'll have then the OC to take that objective off of Adam. Leads to 5 primary. So he's just
even if he doesn't charge him, and even if he doesn't manage to kill the Land Fortress, charge the Land Fortress and just place the model on the objective. I don't know what's the OC on the Sagittar.
He doesn't have the OC, so the reason why Josh hasn't done that is because his Bulgrim can't take the fortress off of it. The Land Fortress is 5 OC, I believe.
No, what I mean, he's got a tank at the top that could potentially take out the fortress. That's my thought process.
Yeah, I mean that Rogue Dawn's still in combat. You can't find a sight on the fortress.
You can't see the little models.
So Josh can't.
Not within your
He's made a clever move here. He said he's abandoning that top centre objective. He knows he can get enough OC onto that bottom one if he can pick up the Sagittar, and that denies Adam primary, and that's how he's gonna
try
keep this game.
So the Land Fortress is on that objective as well.
But then you pick him up.
It is, but he's got the.
I should wait for the rapid ingress. I'm impatient. I need to make sure you don't get a subjective, because otherwise
he's taking the Bulgrim onto the.
And I've got 10
defend.
points to make up from.
Here comes the rapid ingress.
No, it's not rapid. It's a
deep strike. Sorry.
Strat reserve.
Walking on, and
He's moved the Bulgrim onto the defend stronghold.
Stupid idea.
Yes, they are.
I just need to make sure.
You can't do. Yeah, it's not. You can't do much about those middle.
Because it keeps him out of the tries to keep him out of the game. I don't know what the score is at the moment. What is the score?
At the moment, it is 25 or brackets 35 to the Votann, and it is 36 to the guards. So technically, you are winning by a point.
But that is with battle ready. Remember, Josh does need to know.
Okay. Okay. So yeah,
25, 36.
So who's doing containment? The second containment.
How is the OC distributed, Barry? It's 5 on each.
Fuck off.
I think it's a good use for him.
No, yeah, the Hecaton applies 5 OC to each objective.
It's a 5.
It doesn't split.
Shit on it. They've got to come over here.
Can they?
Yeah, they're going to try. Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, there used to be a rule in 9th edition that a unit could only hold 1, so you couldn't kind of string out 20 orcs across 4 objectives and hold them all. And that was changed in 10th, so you can now hold multiple objectives with 1 unit.
Horde armies are loving the ritual.
Indeed.
Bollocks.
Or large models as well.
I'm going to go for containment instead of trying to do it.
Yeah. Well, it's 6 points to you, or what? 2 points to me, or something? 4 points for defend? something
3 points for defense.
free. It's rubbish.
3 points for containment, or if you do it twice, then it's
All right, let's just roll some dice, yeah? Okay, so first things first, he got the +1 to hit, but it's -1 to hit. So he's going to put his autocannon into those, see what happens. So
Armor
4s, armor of contempt. Son of a bitch. 3s, 2, AP1. AP nothing.
Anything, nothing. Yeah.
Is that your last CP?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have. Last turn, I tried to just take as much off the table as I could.
Heavy stubber.
Probably
One
the biggest phase of the whole game here.
Fuck off. They're not going to.
That dice roll didn't seem to go well either.
That's cannon.
It's coming back to haunt you, Joe.
Oh.
I will answer your just there's a couple of questions in chat. I'll come on to them in a second. This is quite a pivotal shooting phase here, so
Why?
just going to let the guys roll this out and see where we lie, and then
Oh,
we
yeah,
can come
6.
back to
Okay.
questions.
Yeah, so 5.
Yeah.
5
Oh, is it?
plus.
Okay, sorry, yeah, he's dead. Character lives.
Just the character alive there.
So it needs to
It
live.
survived. So assassination once again. Falls through.
okay.
Like a renegade master.
Yeah, I think he'll
So,
pick that up
three on the big gun.
in the charge phase.
Yeah.
There's no way Josh is going to hold on to assassination for 2 turns.
2 I rolled, so
Score.
5.
This is the tank commander, correct?
1 lethal, I forgot about lethal, all game.
Tank commander?
Yeah.
It is. 3 saves, AP3.
It doesn't ignore cover, does it? So AP2, so 4s. 1 goes through.
Big D6. 3 damage. Multi-muscle might not be in. Oh, it's welling. 16 away.
Not in melter range. though.
No! Not in that range. Big 5s. 2. AP3.
4 up. 4 up.
Okay. Important saves there from Adam, because
It's
that,
about making eye contact.
Last
during
cannon.
flow.
That armor,
Last cannon
armor
goes through.
contempt?
No, no.
No, not even armor contempt.
4 plus.
No, he's got the cover, isn't he?
No.
D6 plus 1.
Kaboom!
he gets it.
No,
No.
it doesn't kaboom.
That's big.
That is big.
And
Okay,
that's
that
big
means
because
that-
it was looking like it was going to
yeah,
hang on.
that is
That
the
meant
way-
he had to commit the Bulgrin into it when he's got his
Yeah.
eyes on that Sagittar.
Just feeling better about the game
And
now.
again,
Okay, good.
that's why
So,
the Bulgrin was
all
skirting
melted
round
into
it.
All
Didn't
the
want
guns
to
into them. So
didn't need
He was
to worry about
able to
shooting.
go into it if needed
no choice.
to.
That's 5.
Now
plus
it's
3.
able to make sure it can go into the Sagittarius as well, yeah.
5s.
No, I think that's pivotal to the change of the game, that.
3 AP2.
Yeah.
Cover. AP1 into the side.
4 up.
Yeah, it's dead.
Doesn't explode.
And then all the melters are into them. So I'll do them all together because it's the same profile. So some 5s. Ugh. 1, AP4. D6 plus 2. So 5 damage. One dead.
So Adam is severely running out of assets here.
One hit.
I think the
One
prediction
would be
13-14 for Josh is looking
3 damage.
very strong now. I think there is the potential for more, but
Yeah.
that Adam picking up that 10 points at the end of battle ready is effectively going to take 2
The
points
heavy
off
stubber.
Josh.
It's
One hit. 1 wound. Oh, no
no,
AP.
no AP.
I think Adam probably doesn't have
That's
enough
what I was gonna
assets
say,
now
isn't it?
for a secret mission either. So
Yes. Come on, we.
I think it's just survivability. Can he score a few extra points to
I think
minimise?
that's game now.
The berserks are gone.
okay, and that,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, is
that
the
opens
game.
up this
Unfortunately,
possibility that-
the Rogue
Oh,
Dawn
sorry
is
to
now
interrupt you there,
already-
but we have another super chat from
Okay.
Huey, who wanted us to. He had a question in the chat, but we had to move on. So it asked it with a super chat. What's the opinion of Girly Man and the Lion being viable now with their points reduction to 285 points? If you're playing Dark Angels or Ultramarines.
Well, I think Ben's probably got really good.
Yeah, so I can jump in
Well,
here
Ben-
if
Ben's
let the
just
guys
answering
focus
now,
on
yeah. If you wanna
their
focus on
game.
your
So,
game.
Okay. Good.
I mean, Dark Angels are one of the armies
Blast.
I possess.
Okay.
I think the Lion
then-
certainly
Yeah, I
has
think
some
that makes
play
sense.
now. The last two data
Yeah,
slates,
yeah,
the change
quite
previous
convincing,
slate to allow Primarchs
Yeah.
to be able to go through
Um,
walls, while I know it
just-
sounds
was it
silly
your
to say
intention
they
not
ever
to do that?
couldn't,
then I won't
they
do that.
couldn't previous to the
Then
second
we've
from last
gone
data
into
slate,
this.
Yeah,
which
that was bananas.
caused them,
All the
it
little
caused them a
guns
lot of
into that.
problems. It,
Yeah.
it meant you'd attach them to
Melted.
a squad and had to run around the
Melted.
buildings, which was a pain. That change, we started to see the Lion appear in lists.
We've gone into
The points reduction
So that's
now
5,
has made him
5s,
potentially an
1 lethal, 2
interesting.
hits.
Three up
Interesting
pinball fights first.
2 AP3.
Yeah, exactly. He's not as
So top.
he has decent damage
2d6.
output. I think
It's
there's
the
a lot.
survivability, isn't it? That's making him
There's a lot
a
you
good.
can do with those points
twice
in
damage.
a DA
5.
list, and certainly
And the heavy stubber.
I wouldn't take him personally in my DA list at the moment, but that's because I'm playing Gladius and I've just had to find 240 points elsewhere from the points increases. So, but I do think the Lion is playable. If you build a list around him, it's certainly viable.
He is such a threat against combat armies. They just
3.
can't.
Yeah,
do anything.
Girly Man, as we like to affectionately call
explode?
him, was seeing some
now.
play.
Okay.
I think the difference with him is that there's some other
Sagittarius.
very strong
Yeah.
characters in Ultramarines.
Yeah,
It's either you
if
take
you're gonna
Magnus or you take Girly Man, in my
they're going to
opinion.
charge.
Well, I was going to say
It's
Calgar
9,
is
so they're gonna
incredible.
wrap
Has some really good play. You can't. I don't think you can afford to take both of them.
No, the
But play whatever's fun for you guys as well.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I think it's really down to if he's a great looking model. He's a Primarch for God's sake.
That's it.
The loan off
you
he
can do
gets from
attacks
being
here.
close to characters is brilliant.
Yeah.
He's a fun model. Are we going to see him in top competitive lists?
No. But in a
Probably
narrative
not.
game, including these sort of models, it's very thematic, isn't it? Especially if you're going against Greater Demons or you're going against
Never surrender.
Demon Primarchs. Having that battle off in a narrative game can't be beaten, can it?
Ever made.
No, and they are difficult to do. If your opponent's not prepared to deal with a Primarch, they can
So
be.
+1 to hit.
As I've experienced in boarding action.
Indeed.
Against
Shot 12.
But good question.
So
Yeah, so I think we're going to see them appear from time to time. I don't think they're cutting edge meta if that's how you want to.
7 damage.
Angle you're looking at.
back to the game, we've lost that Sagittar. I don't know if you spotted that, Ben. I think
Yeah.
things
Yeah,
are.
unfortunately, the second that Rogel Dawn freed itself up and picked the top Sagittarius
You can
up,
do.
Adam
I think it's not going
was
to
in a lot of
happen. Just
trouble.
slap each other. But your berserker might
that
actually.
Rogel Dawn
Dice
has
tray,
ability
dice
to
tray, dice tray.
That was a good roll, you fuck.
um,
That was even better.
That was better.
and that last land fortress will probably likely disappear this turn.
Oh my
as
god,
well,
it killed
so-
his berserker with all
And even if it doesn't, it's
Maybe Russ
only
might
that's the only
actually pick
thing
up
he's
the
got.
berserker.
No anything.
0.
What's Adam got after that?
Save 1.
Was that his last model or
on bike.
one bike? Yeah.
5s. It's got 1 wound left.
Yeah, boy.
So, it's going to go.
The benefit for Josh here is that he's managed to nullify Adam quickly
one
in the
hit.
game, which
It's not actually killed the unit yet.
potentially,
Right,
now
so
looking at the
9
game
for
state
5s.
here, even be able to overcome those battle ready points. Because if Adam can't get himself to 50, 60 points,
Right, so what's this?
then Josh has the capability here to still pick up a 20-0.
15-15,
Oh.
both
No.
remaining turns,
No.
and then the ability to get
Cool.
it's free reign on.
Sorry to
getting
interrupt,
the,
gentlemen. So just scores for Josh's turn 3. Your secondary, sir.
Big containment.
Big containment, sir. 6 points.
No assassination.
And are you
just-
keeping assassinate in your hand
Yeah.
for 3 turns?
2 turns. Yeah, it would be 3rd, wouldn't it?
I hate doing it, but it makes no sense to chuck
Guaranteed
away 5 points.
Guaranteed.
You said it was guaranteed this last
I'm
time?
gonna burn it. Fuck
He's
it.
going to burn it.
Yeah.
And what's the game state, Adam? What do you have left on the field here?
I've got a champion, a land fortress,
And
1 berserker, 5 warriors, and a bike. So, at the end of
more than I thought.
He's off.
So I do think Adam's still going to pick up 5 on primary if he holds that bottom
You
one.
might get containment.
Are you picking up 5 on primary?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I'll score you that now.
Let's see what my second.
Defend you have to keep unless you burn a CP.
I'm gonna
So
burn a
it's
CP.
bottom of
So you
the
get
top
nothing.
of turn 4.
He's burning his defend
Burning defend.
at the start of his turn,
For a
so he
CP.
doesn't gain a CP this
Just
turn.
a
Doesn't
right
gain a
decision.
CP.
And then
What Adam really needs here.
Some easy.
can you score it? What is
I'm
it?
just looking at game
Marked
state and
for
what you
death.
can actually even
Marked
score.
for death.
Has he had cleanse?
And
He's had cleanse, isn't he?
And overforce.
I can't score either of those.
Overwhelming.
Can you pop
Overwhelming's
it on the camera, please, Adam?
Oh yeah, that's why I
I'll do
chucked
it.
him.
Oh, sorry.
I've got to do it.
Okay,
I've
cool.
got to do it.
so marked for death. He's simply
That's
not going to
your
score.
that's your overwhelming force.
Yeah.
If you get chatty with your big gun. Overwhelming. Obviously, I'm going to go that. The Bulgrin. And the Bulgrin.
Bulgrin, tank commander.
No.
Oh,
The Rogaldorn.
Rogodor.
My boy Dawn.
How many wounds does the Dawn have left?
12. He's fluffed all his attacks.
So
into
this
it.
one, tank commander.
Yeah.
And Bulgrin.
No. 2 units of Bulgrin.
Oh, 2 units.
Because
Yeah,
otherwise,
yeah, that makes
overwhelming and mark for
The
death.
thing is, he's not got anything that can go and shoot them anyway. Because he can shoot the Ogrins,
So-
but
No, but he is in a position where if he can just kill one model from
This
that
is for
Bulgrin
all
squad,
biscuits.
Josh has to put them off of an objective
Big gun. Here.
Yeah.
because they are. Oh, you have to kill the unit though. You've got to actually kill
Yeah.
the unit on the objective,
Oh,
not just
unit,
take them off. So he, I
Everything into this.
don't think he can really score.
I'm gonna regret it.
I'm surprised he's picked the
wait, I've got
Ogrin and not the tank at the far bottom left. Because he's got nothing that can go to it.
You don't have to bring nuclear.
Well, Adam doesn't have enough left to pick up a Bulgrin squad, so it's 100% a safe decision from Josh. There's nothing. Adam doesn't have the shooting or the capacity left to pick up maybe one Bulgrin model, let alone a unit.
Yeah.
So it's nullified. This is where Prime Nexus can be quite frustrating at times because
Tend to be alive.
at this point, I mean, there's not many secondaries Adam could have scored at this point. But you'd like to at least have a chance of something. Where he is now, it's 0, and the danger he has at this point in the game is that he picks up no secondary here. Josh will be able to. Maybe, I don't know if he has the I'm just looking at whether he's got enough to take Adam off of that bottom objective, because the tank commander, I'm guessing he'll want to move forward to try and get line of sight to shoot the berserkers behind that objective. Maybe he falls back with the Lehman Russ onto the objective, just to try and deny Adam some primary. But even if Adam picks up 5 primary next turn, picks up 5 secondary next turn, he finishes the game on 50 points. Josh is in a position here where he should score at least 80. So we're looking at maybe, I'd say probably at this point, taking into account battle ready, maybe a 16-4 to Josh.
Minimum 15-5, I see here. Minimum.
Yeah, I can't see anything less than that. Obviously, it would have been 18 if it wasn't for those 10 battle ready points.
Now, the only thing we made to
Josh dropping a few points more than he'd probably like, but
You haven't got CP in it.
And his secondaries haven't been fantastic so far.
Right.
But again, these next 2
Okay.
rounds.
So into the
They haven't,
shooting phase, we have the land
You don't-
fortress.
I mean, Josh could max here still.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Into the tank commander.
He's due some lock on this.
Unfortunately, this is 5.
So I'm
A hit is.
I'm astonished he's doing that, because obviously that tank commander can shoot on death.
Ah, fuck. Okay, yep, big miss.
Yep, and the
So-
big guns just missed.
Yeah. Port cannons.
Yeah, I just mean the last thing Adam wants is to kill the tank commander, and it shoots back and picks up the land fortress. So I'm not quite
Then
sure.
again,
3.
if he releases the. So what's he shooting? The.
He's shooting the tank commander because it's in theory the only thing he gets overwhelming
Alright,
force
so
on.
yeah,
But again,
5s.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed there at the start of the turn, it was actually Josh who pointed out to Adam that the only thing he can really kill is the tank
So
commander.
it's tempting him into that decision.
There was 0 chance that land fortress was going to pick up that tank commander.
And into combat we go.
No, I was gonna, but.
Sorry.
So I think there's quite a bit of mind games there by Josh. I mean, Adam probably should have shot this Lehman Russ right in front of him, picked that up.
And then, in a way, he's got availability turn 5 if it survives, which I don't think it does.
It gives him the chance to go and try and
Potentially score some points,
yeah.
God's sake. Shotgun.
Not rolling above 4s.
It looks like he's going to do 0 damage. Probably the last
Tank Commander into Berserker.
Is not a great place to be in.
I think the tank commander pick up.
3,
tank
4.
pick up the berserker here.
Ooh, 2 5s. Come on, he's due some 5s.
Berserker or the?
No.
Yeah, Berserker.
1, he's dead. Does Votann death? Yes.
Yeah. Retribution.
So the Votann death happens after it dies. So it's just killed the unit, so it's got a grudge.
Yes, technically it has.
Yeah. And then strength 9 for 5s. 1.
AP.
AP 3. Yeah, AP 2 for damage. Yeah, cool.
To shreds, you say?
Sorry?
To shreds, you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mass hammer.
Mass hammer gonna make
2s.
you feel good. Okay. This guy means business.
2s. AP minus 2, d6 plus 1 damage each.
4s.
That's a spicy.
Oh, look at
Oh,
those
no.
dice rolls.
4
though.
damage.
Oh, come on.
Jesus.
They're his dice. I don't know what to say. The dice
Again, that pedal is working very well underneath the table.
You're wounded.
That rush should be dead.
Let's say the
And
guitar
that-
pedal's working.
Yeah.
What am I doing? That's it.
Yeah. They're just not going to do anything to each
And
other.
obviously, we knew it was game match.
Okay, cool.
Set.
So he's gonna get.
It's like at that point anyway, but that
Yeah.
Yeah, now his question is if Josh can pick up 37 on secondary by picking up
15
10
primary
from
on
5.
me.
He's maxing primary. There's nothing stopping him maxing primary. He's probably going to score somewhere between 80 and 86 points. Is probably a realistic target. Adam may not pick up another point this game.
No prisoners?
Going into the shark cage after this one. Area denial.
And area denial.
Done. Yeah.
so secure an area denial instantly,
He says.
and then no prisoner. It's very viable.
Here, Josh will pick up 9 points.
Just move in.
At
6.
least.
Yeah, we know how this goes.
Yeah. Eligible to shoot. So
He has maxed his primary now because there's no way he's not going to be able to step onto 2 objectives. Turn
yeah, I'm
5
not gonna mess
in his
around.
turn.
I should probably move. No, he needs to
So
stay.
now
there.
the question is how.
And he's
big
on
of a-
them already at the moment, isn't he? He's on
Melter mine from the
He's on
Caskin into the land fortress.
5
Caskin,
objectives
what
as
about
it stands.
2 mortals.
Yep.
And then I'm going to spend CP. So grenade for 2 more.
That makes that easier because that's only 2 dice now.
Oh. And they didn't order themselves, which they can do. But I'm just going to go 2
How
more.
many wounds is that left now?
That's it.
How many wounds has the land fortress have?
It's got 12
It's
left.
got 12 left.
2 melters, 1 hit, no wounds. I won't bother with the others. Big boom gun into here for no prisoners. Oh, I need all the melters into this. Big boom gun into that. Last cannon into that. So multi melters. Looking for 6s for the devs. Got 1 lethal, so it's AP 4. D6 plus 2 damage for 4. Pulling all the 2s now. Last cannon for 5 to hit, nothing. A big boom gun into the bike for 4. 5 to hit. It's not a vehicle, so it's not lethal. And then with 2s, 3 saves AP 2 because cover.
Yeah, but it's taking the minus
3
one to hit now,
AP2.
so there's no-
Yep.
4 ups. Nope.
2d6.
2 go through.
5 damage.
So the
No,
bike's
it
gone.
can't do that because it's
okay.
back blast. I
Yeah,
can't shoot
yeah.
that. Yeah.
No, that was on the land fortress.
1 more prisoners.
Oh, the
That was
bike
the
sounds
that was the
right.
blast gun.
Yeah.
This into him. 8 shots from the autocannon. Him on 5.
Armor contempt.
Yep, armor contempt. 2 hits. 3s. Freaking dice tray. 3s 2 hit. No AP because you're contempt.
2 hits.
2.
Where were you in a minute ago?
Multi-melter, 5s, 1 hit, 2s, 3s even. Nothing. Oh god, this guy. He's too
And
short.
again, even with these poor rolls
Can you not
Josh
kill
is
that
doing-
character? What is happening?
it's not making a difference. I don't
I'm
think.
hitting on 5s. No, I'm hitting on 4s. Oh, I ordered it. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's not going to impact the game.
That's for the memes.
Yeah, it's not going to impact the game.
I have 2 models on the table. Well, I've got 7 models.
Yeah.
On the table.
So for no prisoners, I'm going to get a small no prisoners.
That's 2 points, correct?
It is.
Depends what he does in combat, though, isn't it?
Let's pop this.
And
in.
original's 5.
Yeah.
So,
Has he done the combat phase as well?
That's a combat phase?
That phase? Fight phase, yeah.
Sorry?
Combat phase?
Also, I'm just letting him score. Combat phase.
You're not hitting each other, tanks slapping each other?
Oh yeah, here.
okay. 2s.
So it's 1 more actually.
Yeah.
2s.
4s. 1 goes through.
Thanks for reminding me, Matt.
2.
Keep these guys in check.
Someone. You got CP. You can re-roll it.
Someone has to. Doesn't he?
There you go. Does it explode 6? No.
Wow. He's going to.
I've taken my foot off the gas a little bit here.
Yeah, he's going to consolidate onto there. It's not going to make a difference. He's only 1 OC.
He's alive though.
He is.
Little bastard.
The unkillable Iron Age champion.
He is
yeah.
epic.
She.
Is the limited edition one.
Oh well, that's why.
Yeah. Not that you can really tell.
So you got 2 secondaries to pick. It's 5 on primary because I'm not denying his primary.
Yeah,
roll.
because we are in turn 5 now for the Votann.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. The last 2 turns have gone very quickly.
Yeah. Well, there's not.
Can't do that one.
I'll take your word for it.
Hopefully I can get something.
I've got behind enemy lines.
Even a couple of points here could be massive.
Behind.
Wow, so
And areas are not.
that's actually pretty huge for Adam because
No,
that's 3 points he
wanna
now
redraw?
auto scores, and that could
What are
be
you
the
gonna use it
difference
I
between
am going
a
to
WC
redraw
point and
area
Josh.
line. Just pick me one.
So Arianar we may as well redraw.
Yep, which is doing.
If he picks up deploy,
Sabotage.
okay,
okay,
so
dude. If he slide,
yeah,
like 6
he
points.
sabotages the home.
Behind enemy
He
lines.
has to fire the whole
Suck it.
shot of the whole go of
That's
shooting
not good.
through the tank commander.
You know what?
But you do it anyway, don't you?
You never know, he's
Yeah,
a
you
4-up
do it.
invuln, roll 4s.
Yeah. And he managed to survive this turn,
All
didn't
little
he?
guns into here.
He gets the sabotage off his 6 points. It's
They've
massive.
blown their load now. I don't
Yeah.
care about them.
No. Oh yeah, I do. I hit him. He's but
He's got a grudge
yeah.
now.
Strength 10. So that wounds.
No.
No?
T11.
Is it T11? What a dick. That isn't very nice, is it? Right.
Lumen Ross!
Um,
I'm glad Rogel Dawn got a better tank
Course.
than
yeah.
Lumen
He
Ross.
deserved it.
Yeah, he does. Captain Autism. He's my hero.
2s. Twin linked. 3.
Into the chappies over there.
Yeah.
They live.
Yeah. And Matar autocannon just for shits and giggles.
No.
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 Nah.
It'll be a very quick turn. This, I think we can see that.
Okay, done.
I don't expect the sabotage to complete.
Yeah,
but
but you get
obviously
behind.
This turn.
Behind will give him
With
3.
for 3 points.
We can
No,
put
no,
Adam's
just now
battle
it's
ready
just
on,
a-
which is actually
Yeah,
going to
I
put
don't-
him
oh,
to
Yeah, you might as well put it on.
48 points.
And ongoing with sabotage.
Ongoing with
That
sabotage.
motherfucker lives now. It's all nice.
And then you'll cap out your primary at 50 points.
Good. So that means I can. No, I score at the end of the turn.
Ah,
So if I
good
move
point.
off the objectives, I won't get it. So it does limit my movement.
Yeah,
End
so
of turn.
Josh will really want some big secondaries here.
Yeah, because he's obviously
Oh,
he's only earning 10 points on the primary. Can't get the 15.
There you go.
It's
Storm
capped,
Blast
obviously, yeah.
behind enemy lines. You need
thanks
to
for
come right
stopping
back.
by, Barry. Appreciate you coming by.
Here we go. Last turn of the
Storm
game.
and behind.
All right. So I got
He
behind.
likes to storm a good behind.
Okay, so he can't score Storm behind. He's
Storm?
got the 2 units, so he'll pick up 5 on behind.
Oh,
4,
yeah,
sorry,
you
on
can do it,
behind. I think it is.
Can I?
I'd
I
forgotten
think it
that.
is.
we were
What, how much is behind? Is it 5 points for 2 units?
It's
Or is it
It's
4 points?
4 now, I
4.
believe.
Is it
4
4
points.
for 2?
Yeah, that's why it's better.
And now Storm Hostile.
Get the baby one.
Adam
Isn't that
still
one
has
that you can?
that bottom one.
Great fixed.
Does he?
Maneuver, but fantastic.
It's got Berserker on there.
3 for baby.
Is it no, it's 2 points for baby behind, right?
No,
That's just 3.
3.
It's 3 and 4.
Really good.
It's 3 and 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like Grey Knights in the WTC.
That's why my 2 Voidsman squads jumping in made a big difference last night.
Yeah, can you put another 10 on for Adam's primary, Nick, for his battle ready?
And if you try and
So,
charge
so
them,
everyone can
they
see
have
the actual
the
game
fade away.
state.
So if you move within
And
9,
then really it's going to come down to
it's horrible.
how
They got
many
3
points.
speed
I mean,
charge as
Josh
well.
is on 50 primary
Strat,
now as well.
Can't lock
Yeah.
it down.
Oh, what I mean is,
I'm assuming Ben's
Adam
full
can't
share,
stop
isn't
him
he?
getting
Yeah.
another
The
10
entire
next
time.
turn. So,
This is all about what secondaries he gets. and-
yeah, if you're given,
Let's
have
talk
you
about the
given
actual
Josh
game,
his
Josh.
Ah,
The game we're playing right
10
now.
fine.
50?
Alright, so
Yeah, give him the 10 now. Even though it's
because
the
I
end of
took
the
my
turn,
podcast last turn,
he's gonna get it.
I've not moved.
Yeah, Josh is on 50 primary.
So
We just need to see how many secondaries he's going to score.
orders. He can't order himself because it's not the new data slate.
No.
He's just going to go to here though. I'm going to get myself 3 CT.
Yeah, it's all about stopping him from doing sabotage, isn't it?
I don't think I can fit through here. I can't.
You're in combat.
Yeah, no, if I fall back,
Okay.
I can. But what? You're still 5 on there.
Yep.
Yeah, the
Son of a bitch.
issue Josh has
Right,
got
these
is
guys are going to
getting,
give themselves move.
even if the Lehman Rush
9.
jumps on to falls back, he can't
How-
see them.
No. And even if those characters, that squad can get on there with an advance, which I doubt they
So-
can.
Adam's draw was bad. Josh's hasn't done him any
Well,
more
I don't know.
favour.
I've
So
automatically got 15.
I think realistically looking at this,
These
this
boys are gonna do
game
that. Hi-yo! 6.
is going to finish. Josh will
already
pick up
behind.
4 here. So
These guys are gonna do
78,
9. Let's do this right. Can't go within
48,
it.
so
Basically,
30
if we only
points, I
get there,
think.
The rest of them are going to tag in.
Which actually would be 15-5.
I'm cock blocking my own charge.
Yeah, which we said would be the minimum that this game would be. I know we predicted it could have been a bit higher, but
Yeah, that's Adam's character living and picking up that cheeky 3 on behind is obviously what's put it to
scored him,
15-5. But
It is. Sorry, gentlemen. I've got a question from the players. It's currently 48 to the Votann and 74 to you, including
the
your
same.
primary.
But
So I've, including my primary. So I've won it, but it's just about whether
if you
the other guys who are at
the-
the table now.
it's
are like-
15-5
It's
unless
15-5
Josh
right
can
now,
find
unless
Josh can find a way to
Unless I
score
somehow-
Storm.
you can score
it's
Storm.
15-5.
Yeah,
If he
that's
stops sabotage, it's 15-5. If he doesn't, it's 14.
these fuckers.
But that's 15-5 if you stop sabotage.
Sabotage is huge, right? It's huge. I think.
But if
And
you
it can
stop
be even
sabotage-
more if he's able to do the storm somehow.
Why?
Yeah, he just
Oh no, don't.
he can't get Storm
Can't get
because
Storm, yeah.
the
There's not much I
Lehman
can do
Rush
about that,
falls
unless
back
I go. No, because then I'm gonna do that
um,
again. Motherfucker!
with a pivot as well. He probably can get on the objective, but it's 5-5. He can't fall back and shoot.
So
I
what's the
don't think-
movement on those guys on the top?
That's the only thing that
7-inch
Josh
charge.
is looking at now. Like, can he
Comes
send
down
the
to 7-inch
Cassidy
charge.
down?
It comes down to a 7-inch charge the whole game.
You shooting or anything first?
That's all going in there.
I'm gonna contempt.
And the
Oh,
Cassidy
contempt,
surviving.
you bastard!
Yes, you're right.
Have I got any strats? I've never used a guard strat in my
Did he
life,
not advance him, or is he?
except for the reinforcement one. I didn't know they had.
And
Did you advance the Kazakhstan?
No, they've got ordered themselves at move.
Oh, they have move.
So they moved 9.
So they move 9.
So what am I doing? Looking.
Okay.
What strats does guard have? Dooba.
No, because getting the
Militarum, I think they're called.
getting the tank and them on there would have obviously
Fine.
got him the storm.
Expert bombardier, suppressing fire, fields of
he
fire.
can still fall back with the Lehman Rush as well.
Yeah.
But he's got the
it's-
Cassidy and got to
Inspired
survive
armor.
and kill
And I've got to get, and I've also got to go
cool.
around
Let's do
the
it. Just stop fucking around. Right.
around as well, because if you're moving the rest onto that objective,
2 hits, 3s.
It's
One.
pretty big because a 6 Gets Adam another point back.
Last cannon hits. Fuck right off, sir. I will.
So this could go to potentially a
D6 plus 3.
14-6.
He's still got the ability to charge that character with the tank command, the tank shock,
And then a tank shock.
then
Is,
have
yeah,
combat. So I'd be amazed if it survives. But he's a lucky little bugger, this assassin, this character.
T-section.
Strength 14.
Okay. AP.
3.
4 up. That was a 2 on it.
What was it do?
How much damage?
D6.
Okay. 4 up.
D6 damage.
4 up. It's got 5 wounds.
And another save to make. Shit. Okay, 2d6.
2d6, gotta get 5.
Oh.
Skadoosh.
Oh!
Wow.
Oh.
So, if you just wanted to sum up Josh's dice during this game,
That's basically just a microcosm of the whole game, really.
we've just had reported on chat some very suspicious right pedal movement on Josh's right foot there.
7-inch charge
It's
for Storm.
activated,
Take it.
Gets the
activate,
7.
and he gets the 7.
Well, I might not
Of course he
survive.
does. Of course he does.
The magnets have been activated. The foot is firmly
I had
on
the
the
CP
pedal.
reroll, which is what I was saving the CP for. I was going to use it on there, but that would have been a
So
mistake.
this big question is can the Kassakin
Charges,
hold up
pile
into
in.
this combat?
They don't hit
How
very
many-
hard, do they?
And it's how many can get into fight is the
And
question.
T5 as well.
How many
Not
can get
many.
on the objective as well?
Well, I'm only going to put. I think I need to put 4. I can only get 4 in. I'm going to get 4 in, so I don't know what they do in combat.
Not much.
That was the 7 plus the piling, which is why I moved 10, if people were wondering.
3 inches for a piling.
So, Kassakin. I don't really need to kill them, so it doesn't really matter, but I'm just going to
You
see.
just need to survive me killing them back.
Yeah, exactly. And I think none of
It's
those.
not a matter of killing, it's just surviving, isn't it?
So it doesn't matter. They're all melee
If
attacks.
they can pick one off, though, it'll be a big
Close combat weapons, 2 attacks each. Okay, so 4 guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fight! What do they hit on? 4s, the guard. They can't hit on better than 4s. 1's a lethal, though.
T5.
Right. In the box, Josh. 1 hit. No AP. Gets up.
4 up.
Makes it. And then my consolidation move, all 10. Onto the objective.
Whoa. I get to fight back first.
No, consolidation, and then you get to pile in.
Bullshit. This is bullshit.
That's the rules.
Make it up as he goes along. This is his house.
Yeah.
I'm going to consolidate this way.
Right.
So what's some of these? Is he killed the...
That's legit.
4s.
He did kill the champion.
No, but the ones that aren't base, can obviously you can still consolidate after
Go.
fighting if they're not. You
GG's.
get it
Good game.
at the base,
Well done.
so
Fuck me.
So,
That was horrific.
4 points for Storm, is it?
I got 4 for Storm.
Yep.
I got behind enemy lines for 4. So 8.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's the final scores were 82 to 48.
So
Math, Ben with the maths whiz.
it puts it to 16-4 to Josh, I believe.
16-4.
Is the did you say it's 82?
82 to 48.
What on player cam?
Yeah, so that is 48, 50,
Nick?
30, 35 points. So it is 16-4 to Josh. With the
16-4,
battle ready points
confirmed.
applied.
With the battle ready points as well.
That was really good. Let us know if we can talk. Or
You can go for it. Players right now.
I felt horrible for that, Adam.
That first turn.
That first turn going wrong screwed my entire game.
You went aggressive.
Yeah,
Fair play.
Yeah.
And it should have connected
And
in
it-
several locations.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a mistake because my clapback was going to be good, but my clapback was so good.
Yeah.
No one expected that, right? And
No.
then everything just kept fluffing on Adam's.
Yeah.
Like if that's averages, that's quite a close game because I fucked up letting the Terminators in. You know, he came in with the barbarians, the berserkers, whatever.
Yeah.
Kudos. I think he got. I hate to blame dice, but on that one, because we were so aggressive,
Yeah.
turn 2, it was all or nothing, and it just came down to like fucking dice.
Oh god, yeah. Well, it always does. It always does. And I knew with that list that I needed to go aggressive. It was so much of a glass hammer, and that first turn just not going right, just not connecting, just...
He did everything right.
Oh, we have another super chat, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, from Huey. Tier cam, please.
Yes, we do also have, just to clarify, because I
I'm
don't
trying to
think it
hold
was
in so I
massively
make my, makeup
impactful.
run.
Chat have made
already
the very
so
valid
ages.
point that guard don't actually get
getting
lethal in
this
combat.
I
It's
am
only
sweating.
range
That made me
shooting
sweat,
they get
that list.
lethals.
That definitely made me sweat.
Oh, guard only get lethals in ranged.
Oh, do they? Luckily,
I don't think it wouldn't.
It
have
didn't make a
impacted it.
difference.
No, but thank you. And we only used it for one Cassikin.
One Kazakin.
So, and it didn't affect me.
He saved it anyway, so...
Yeah, but thanks. That's important. Like I said, this is my fourth game with guard. So, fourth game with guard. I'm not 100% familiar. They're just so good. On WTC layout, they're just the best army in the game. Everyone says they're weak. Yes, they've got so many weaknesses. They're hard capped by that force to hit. They're not very fast. Once you've committed, you've committed. But you've got so many pieces on the table, so much access to armor. I don't know. I think they are the best army in the game by a margin.
Adam, how do you think the game went for yourself? What went well? What didn't go well?
Dice rolls went badly in every possible way they could possibly have gone. It's just, looking at the table, this was a list we made drunk in the pub. I blame Nathan. We made it, and then we went to play, and I realised I didn't actually own a unit, so I bought and painted one of the units of Berserkers this week. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think I'll play it again, to be honest. I think it was a lot of fun just going, let's just go. Don't care, let's go. If I kill something, I'm going to keep going.
What would you have had different on the table then?
To go against your list, I would have quite liked some more Terminators.
Terminators are bitch. If they got in that charge, that rerollable 9, it's a 50-50.
That shooting phase they had was
Yeah, they are.
That getting in, that charge would have.
Cardiff, and I did that with a 10-man blob into a unit of 10 grots. I killed a single grot in the shooting and in the melee phase.
Rich's
Rich's buzz job just decided to come off.
But no, it's a fun list. I think. Sorry, I think that's actually the most fun I've had with Votann. This league.
It's a cool army. Like three land forges. I looked at it, I was like, oh fuck. And he got really unlucky because none of them connected.
No.
And they're flat 4.
Yeah.
So, it's just unlikely. It's just so unlikely that none of them are going to connect.
Yeah, and when I did connect, you just went, oh, 6s.
That first turn. Your turn.
Yeah,
1
the
and
saves.
Turn 2 saves.
Yeah, I mean, you can share with Josh. Obviously, chat. It got to the point where chat were tracking it, and it was
Chat were tracking it at
7
one point.
5s and 6s in a row.
7s, 5s, and 6s in a row for saves and things.
Yeah. And that changes the game.
Yeah.
It's Adam's go turn. If your opponent makes, I had it into Adam last league. No, for the second league into Andy, I played into guard, and he just made all the 6+
Every
saves.
single
one. Yeah.
And when you've committed and they just make fucking 6+ saves, you go, oh, I'm out in the open against a tank army. Oh, I'm in danger.
Yeah.
Josh, MVP of your game?
I don't know. I think the Bulgrin every time, right?
Yeah.
So
how do you
good.
shift them? I don't know how the hell
it's
you shift them.
small arms fire with
That
high.
Kazakin, the mortal wounds they put out.
Oh, just destroying
First
them.
time they got to do something, that was...
Yeah. A lot of people think about running 2.
Yeah, there's the once
grenade
per game melter
and-
mine into
and the
vehicles,
grenade
2d3
plus
is just
the,
insane.
The
Yeah,
melter
And how many points are they?
You should be getting like 7.
Gents, 1 second.
Yeah, you should be getting 7 mortals, and then you've got a couple of cheeky melters. You've got hopefully a tank. So you are picking up. They die, but that you always save your 2 CP for that.
Yeah.
Saving your 2 CP, they're Suicide Squad. They run in and go, fucking have 7 mortals
And a couple of metal shots.
and a couple of metal shots. That maybe you get lucky, maybe you don't. Who cares?
Yeah, I was hoping not to actually kill him on the melee. I just wanted to straddle both objectives and leave him one alive. I knew you had the 2 CP to think, and then I killed him.
Yeah.
And Adam, MVP. And
MVP.
Why was it the champion?
She's just beautiful. She is the best unit in the thing. I think we were comparing her to who did I play the other week, and their main character, their like head of the Legion, has the tank shock, and he's like 400 odd points or whatever. He's not that much.
Is this Horus Heresy?
No,
What are you thinking about?
no.
40k?
Yeah, 40k. And it's a big named lore character, and he gets tank shock. And then I can't remember who I played last week.
Space Marines?
Yeah, must have
The
been.
Primarch, you mean?
No,
Ahead of the
it wasn't a Primarch. It was a.
Adam has Space Marine blindness.
They all look the same.
You playing Lee? Were you playing Lee
How
with Black
dare he.
Templars?
It's just a Tyranid blade.
Were you playing Lee with Black Templar?
Black Templar?
Crunchy biomass.
Was it Helbrecht?
Oh yeah, Helbrecht.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Helbrecht. Thank you, Matt.
Oh, he's a boss.
Yeah, but he's got the tank shock, and then he tank shocked. Oh yeah, because it was against Lee.
Oh,
Yeah, he tank shocked me and did nothing, and then my two champions just went boom and tank shocked him back.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, that's basically it. Oh, I hope that was good for everyone. I'll leave you guys to wrap up. Is there any questions from the commentators or?
Any questions from the commentators? Or chat as well?
Well, comment really. I think it was a really, really good game. I think Adam's roles were against him, obviously, but it was all go Adam, then all go Josh, then all go Adam. The first 2.5 rounds, I felt like it was, even though we knew it was sort of swaying towards Josh's way, if the roles had gone the right way, it could have been a lot closer game.
Yeah,
The roles, I think, made the big difference.
Yeah, I must say it was a really fun game to watch because at one point, first turn, it looked like it was yours, Josh, to lose. And then Adam made a big comeback. Those Terminators doing so much damage, and it swung into, oh my God, he's going to do this. And then his dice just left him. And then it swung right back, and it was a really fun game to watch.
Yeah.
And yourself, Ben, have you got any comments?
Then I'm going to lose a shot.
I've got one question for Josh, and it is simply Nids or Guard.
Ben has a question for you. Nids or Guard?
He's asking this for a reason because I'm Battle of Britain next week, and that's all the home nations. So England team WTC, England will be there, Scotland, Ireland, Northern Ireland, Wales. I think Netherlands are coming over.
If any of them are listening, he's playing what they're called, Blood Angels.
You're playing Blood Angels, apparently. That's what Ben's saying.
Is that what
If Team England are
If
listening.
Team England are listening.
You're playing
Oh yeah,
Blood Angels.
Blood Angels.
They'll be worried.
Yeah,
about
we're bringing Blood Angels. Yeah.
They're really going to change their list based on what Wales take. No, I think my team wants me to take Nids. I think Guard are just so ridiculous. But the problem is I haven't painted this army.
No.
You better get to it then.
Better get to it, Matt says.
And you can see I'm not very familiar with it. I made a lot of mistakes with my movement, with what I'm leaving gaps open.
I don't know. I'd feedback that his movement was really good with him.
Yeah, Matt says your movement was good.
Question for Adam as well. How much
It's
at
leaving that
fault
gap
is
at the back.
Nathan for the creation of this list?
That let him back in the
Lost
game.
today.
Yeah.
So, Adam, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much of this is Nathan's fault?
This is 11 in favour of Nathan's fault. He encouraged me for this, and to be honest, no, in all favour to him, he gave me Turkish Delight yesterday, so I can't complain because that was delicious. And yeah, I've had an absolute blast. I know my face hasn't looked like it, but I have had an absolute blast. That's my thinking rest in bitch face, I'm afraid, when we're playing.
All I'd say is, as the 40k officer and you guys as the league coordinators, I'm quite happy to offer a punishment for Nathan anyway for contributing to the list.
Matt said you will offer a punishment to Nathan. I thought you were going to offer a training session to these gentlemen.
No, certainly not.
Anyway.
I just want to thank my manager, my wife, for bringing the beer.
MVP.
Yeah, MVP. No, seriously, great opponent, always fun. I wish it was closer because I wish this dice had been average, and then that would have been very close.
Yeah. I wish one game in my life my dice would be average. I'm hoping on Sunday, when we play Axis and Allies, my ability to roll 1, I will crush the Axis powers.
It's inverted. We might stream that on Sunday, but anyway, I'm just going to wrap it up. So basically, thanks for watching us and for supporting us. We're growing and growing and growing, and it's fucking really fun. And we're hoping to reinvest more and more into this. We are doing this every Friday. And also, we've got an RTT coming up for the Welsh National Championships on the 15th of December. We're hoping to stream that. The problem is, if we're streaming that, I can't play. So it's a tough one for us.
Probably for the best, that.
Yeah. But apart from that, thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing and following us. Thanks for
super chats. Thanks so much, everybody.
God, that's so really awesome. That's
Really
the first
kind
time
of
we've
you
had
guys.
that, and it's just, I love it.
You can tell some of our viewers work in Airbus. QZ.
God bless you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Josh. Thanks, Adam. Thanks,
Thanks, guys.
Ben. Thanks, Matt. I've been Nick. Subscribe.